There we go. We are up and running, Texaga.
What's up, you fucking cocksuckers? My name is fucking Jake,
And I'm fucking Isaiah.
and welcome back to the Fighters Lounge, UFC 321. All the shenanigans, all the hooligans. Let's get quickly before we get to 321, as we always go for our news. You just told me some news, Isaiah. Go ahead and tell the people about a certain fighter who really can't seem to get off the schneid.
Good old Patchy Mix. He's gone 0-3 now in 2025. He's popped.
Magomedov.
Yeah,
Bro, when you said that in the video, I died. I'm like, good job.
yeah, his last fight in PFL tour against Magomedov.
The 58th of his name, yeah.
58th of his name.
Oh,
He
man.
popped, and now that win has been overturned to a no contest. And
Yeah, so I went to Tapology. He's still 20-3 on Tapology. He's not 20-4 because it's just that commission that overturned it to a loss. So I don't think anyone's going to, which I think for Patchy, like, yeah, it sucks because that was a title defense. Dude.
yeah,
That was a title defense. Now, let's be honest. Nobody cares about the PFL Bellator titles anymore because, let's be honest, no one cares about that shit from the first place. So it's not like it's a big deal that like but I'm sure to him it meant something, and now it means nothing.
it means
If
nothing.
not, all negative. So, yeah, man. So before we get to anything else, do you want to just let's take a quick moment of silence for the absolute great coach Duke Rufus. Let's take a moment of silence for him, guys. All right. It would kind of be fucked up if we didn't do that since everyone else has fucking done it. Just to give respect to Paul Felder and all the guys who fought.
Because
All the,
Paul Felder, last week on broadcast,
he was breaking up. Yeah, he was well. I think for Paul Felder, he was his first real massive head coach. Because he's the coach that got Paul to the UFC. You know what I mean? And he's close with the family. Brendan Allen was obviously he didn't spend as much time at River Sport, but dude, I want to say a quick thing. I'm not sure we'll make a video about him, his legacy, but I've heard people talk about this week. I think we can both agree he was a championship level coach.
Oh yeah, he's coached multiple champions.
He had Tyron Woodley, right?
Yeah.
He had
Pettis, right?
Yeah. The Pettis. If you count Bellator, he had Sergio and a number of other guys. But he had a bunch of fighters, and really great fighters for a lot of years. Duke Rufus was right up there of all the great coaches. The last couple of years, he hasn't had that many guys, still at his gym because a lot of those guys like Felder have, either retired or they go to other gyms that have more success, and it happens to every coach. But just wanted to give him,
the respect.
I give him the respect. He was a great kickboxer, years ago, and he was he really was hell of an MMA coach. So I wanted to give just wanted to give a shout out and a tribute to Duke Rivers. Obviously, me and you, we sent her true condolences to his family and all the guys like Felder and Allen who knew him. So all right, so so one quick thing, Dom, I know that you didn't really do a sort of post-fight breakdown of the Vancouver card. I sort of did one with a great title, Well Darn. I tried to put a different thumbnail, which was RDR, like almost crying in his corner on a stool, but I couldn't put it on because it got like fucking it got deleted, so I was pissed. So I might use it right now, which is not bad, but I just want to quickly I just want to get your opinions on that card real quick. Not every fight, just what do you think of it?
I mean,
guys like Mike Malott, Charles Jourdain getting the win, Eamon Zahabi.
I mean, Ryan Ritter. It's not the first time we've seen him quit on a stool. Yeah. Yes, it was again in one championship against that fucking heavyweight. I can't remember his name.
You're talking about the Russian Anatoly Malkin. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And it was
Who is a massive juicer, but still,
and DeRitter's a big motherfucker, and it was his
he's
fifth
huge.
fight in 11 months, so all that weight cutting
He
definitely got up to him, I think.
Yeah, he sort of burnt out, and because when Brendan Allen was giving his post-fight interview, the Reespin MMA on the desk with Anthony Smith and Kiesa and Karen Bryant, he said that like in the first two rounds, the Ritter was pressing so much because you know, the Ritter doesn't usually press, really quickly. It takes him around, but then he presses crazy for the second and third. He was pressing only the fight because I feel like he knew, okay, my gas tank is nothing. I have to go, and it didn't work. Brendan Allen has enough experience, and dude, everyone's saying, man, like, oh, he didn't fight Fluffy because Fluffy might have killed him.
Hmm.
Fluffy was, he's a different. Don't know that Brendan Allen says that he wasn't himself when he fought Fluffy, but I still think that Fluffy would beat him if they had a rematch. Maybe it's not as convincingly because Brendan Allen, he quit against Fluffy. He knows about quitting. So, when you get a quitter who's not a quitter anymore, he fucks up the guy who's actually quitting. I just wanted to bring one thing about you. I heard a lot of people talking, what do you think of Ayman Zahabi's win? Because I didn't watch it, and I watched like one highlight, so I didn't see any of the fight.
I don't think it was that much of a robbery as Cheeto thinks it was.
Okay.
I mean, it's a common problem with Cheeto
Do you
Vera.
think
He
that Ayman?
doesn't commit.
Yeah.
He dances on the outside. He just sits on the outside and he
I
throws
did see that
one
he
shot.
broke his finger and put it back into place, though. In the middle of
Oh
the fight.
yeah, he's a tough motherfucker, but
He is tough,
he
but
does not commit on his
yeah, he
strikes.
doesn't like. I remember after he fought Sean, me and you were, we drove back. We were so mad. We're like, bro, why didn't he? Because in the last 20 seconds, he started going to Sean and he hurt him to the body with that kick. And I remember you saying in the car, like, bro, why couldn't he do that in round 2 or 3? Like, why did he have to do that in the last 20 seconds? Like, why?
No, he just
Because you made a point. You're like, bro, if you're gonna do that in the last round, then don't bother doing it all.
like you
Especially when you're
see
down
he has
four.
a lot of split decisions, losses. It's the same type of shit that happened to Jorge
No,
Masvidal.
but I gotta be honest, dude. I said this on that video. I still don't think he beat Pedro Munoz that night. On that night that we were there, which I'm wearing the shirt. You see it?
Hell yeah.
Um, bro, when we were there, I remember. I don't remember what what you and Mark thought, but I definitely remember watching that fight, going, "Yeah, Pedro won." Went to the cards. I thought Pedro won that fight easily because he was actually trying to win.
I
Whereas
remember it
Cheeto,
being super close,
yes, I remember. It was close. It wasn't like
but
people
and
were
it
going to go for
wasn't
it,
the most
but I
exciting,
felt that what?
and it wasn't the most exciting either.
Well, yes, it wasn't. But I remember watching that fight. Okay, I think Pedro edged it. I think because dude, if you watch back that fight, Cheeto barely took a step forward. He did good countering off the back foot, but I think Pedro did. Yeah, he landed less, but he was far more aggressive. I guess if you're just going off the punch stats, yeah, Cheeto won, but he didn't really land enough or throw enough in that whole fight. So, but that's besides the point. And then one more thing about that card, I saw a lot of talk. People are saying like, obviously, these Canadians are for good reason, obviously very biased about their guys. And I saw some of them talking on in the comments of a boxing YouTuber I watch, and they said that someone asked the question, who has a better chance against Marab, Ayman Zahabi or Charles Jourdain? I just want to get right now. Who do you think? Now, they both probably lose, but who do you think has a better chance?
Aaron Zahavi or Charles Jourdain against
Yeah,
Marab?
I know. It's a stupid question, but I actually think Ayman would, yeah, he'd probably gas out, but I think he would be in terms of just skill, would be a far more, challenging fighter to fight than Charles Jourdain, because I think Charles Jourdain gets submitted in the first round against Rob. More knocked out. I don't think he has any chance. Zero, personally. But
I don't think either man get past fucking 2 rounds.
yeah, probably not. I think Ayman could get to round 3 though, but that's just me. Um, okay, so that's gonna pretty much wrap up all the news and stuff from last week. Let's get into
I
321.
will say one last thing. I was
Oh, good.
dead fucking wrong about Jasmine. I was
Oh
dead
yeah,
wrong.
yeah. We should talk about that. Um, well, all right. So Yeah, there is one thing I want to actually say about that, and then actually go back to RDR real quick. But going off of Jasmine, dude, I feel like it's unfortunate. We need to start really, unfortunately, it's become a point where we don't know anymore how to judge fighters when they fight Jessica Andrade.
Yes.
We have no idea how to judge it anymore because some of them look like world beaters and some of them get destroyed as they get to the top 10 after they fight her. It's so confusing now. It's so confusing. Um, but when it comes to Jasmine, dude, like I'm sure she'll be back, but being 36, 37, it doesn't matter as much in the women's game as the men's game, especially when they don't have as much fights.
Well, yeah,
Um,
friggin' like
yeah,
look at Verna. She's 39.
39. I thought she was 37.
No, I think Verna's
Hold
39,
on,
dude.
hold on, hold on. Yeah, 37. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
37.
That one's 39.
You said 37 in the breakdown video, I think.
Oh. Oh.
Volk is Volkov 39? No, Volkov's 36. You good?
Yeah, no, it's a cat being stupid.
Okay, yeah, but no, yeah, like it's unfortunate for her, but to be honest, it's probably for the best because if Manon Fiorot puts her out like that, what do you think Whaley or Valentina would do?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
You got
unfortunate because when you look back at who she's fought, who is she really? I saw someone in the comments of Manon's interview say like, if you look back at it, who has Jasmine beat outside of Andrade, who was worthy of the top 10, and there really isn't anybody.
I mean,
To
she's
be
fought Natalia Silva a little, well, like a couple years ago, and Natalia Silva pieced her up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm talking about defeated. She hasn't defeated anybody outside of Andrade who is even close. And Andrade, as I said, it's so hard to judge her. With where she had her career. But one more thing, go back to RDR, dude. I think there was writing on the wall for this. Looking back at how he fought Robert, especially in the last couple of rounds, he was tired in the last 4 rounds against Rob. He was tired. Luckily for him, Rob was tired too because Rob's, he unfortunately is getting old. But when you fight someone like Brendan Allen, who's juiced up for this fight, he's coming on short notice. He was already sort of training. It makes sense. But
Honestly, it kind of solves the middleweight division a little bit because now you can
yeah,
100%
well, it
do.
solves it solves the problem of who's going to fight Hamza. It's clearly Nasruddin Imavov. He should be fighting him.
Yeah, I think you give Dorita Paulo Costa. I think that's an
Yes,
interesting fight.
yeah, that's a
And then you give
well.
Brendan Allen Dricus. So that's got a little bit of beef to it, dude.
It's yeah.
Because they're gonna do Sean versus Fluffy and then Izzy versus Barallo. There's no way.
Dude, Sean versus bro. Why are they giving him a chance to get back? Are you kidding me?
Who else is they're gonna have to give him somebody.
Yeah, but they could. But to be honest, dude, they could just have Fluffy wait for for.
Well,
Here's
Fluffy's
what
gonna
they
want
should.
to get back in there
Yeah,
after
no,
getting
no,
his.
in terms of the matchmaking, you are right. That is a good fight. But here's the problem, dude. I think if Fluffy cannot get to the ground in round one, he's going to lose. If he can't get to the ground in round one, Sean's just going to teep him, and Anthony's going to now. If he finds a way to get past all the stupid teeps and Sean's crazy striking, if he gets past it and takes him down, fine. But Sean's hard to take down. Sean is hard to take down, dude. He is. So if Sean's able to control the fight and just do something, move, jab, teep, bro, I feel like that's a problem for Fluffy because we haven't seen Fluffy fight a striker like that.
Not in a while.
So that's why I don't like it because it's sort of, because Brendan Allen, yeah, if he does fight Dricus and win, yeah, he's right back in there. But I don't think this win over RDR gets into a title shot. I mean, it's impressive, great short of Arizona's win, but
But
considering how
a win
bad he looks
over
in
Dricus
what?
would get him a title shot.
Yes, it would. Yes,
But
for sure, definitely. Yeah, but right now, because really the only reason why he thinks so it is because everyone was kind of touting RDR, but then we realized, okay, he has no gas tank. Got it. That
yeah,
we were all wrong. So, But yeah, that's all I gotta say about it, bro. But we just wanted to do some, talk about that and talk about the middleweight stuff because I know that we haven't really done a bunch of it on this channel, sort of the analysis. But all
Uh,
right,
one last thing about the middleweights.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Bakoyev has been taken out.
Fuck you, dude. Yusrai Belgarui had two abysmal fights on the contender.
I know.
Both of those fights, the first fight, fucking Dana said to him what he said to Freddie Vidal, hey man, it wasn't a good fight you won, but come back. And the second fight, he fought like Freddie Vidal. Damus Belgaru in his second Terror Series fight, he did what Freddie Vidal tried to do to the guy he just got knocked out by, holding against the cage and do nothing.
Yeah.
Dana said, I remember watching it, I think it was 2 seasons ago, he said, yeah, man, you're just not looking for, man. You're boring. I get who you train with, but no. And he said no to his face. And I guarantee you, what happened was
Alex asked for him to get into the UFC or at least onto the Contender Series.
Well. Here's what I think happened. Is I think someone let Glover know, hey, we're looking for an opponent for Bakoyev, and Glover, I don't think Alex called, but I think Glover called and said, hey, Dana, come on. Come on, Dana, give Belgarui a chance or Alex is going to fucking PFL. And then he's like, fine, I'm sorry.
I put money on your streak. I had a feeling he could get it done. Hey, I like Bakoyev too, but
bro, dude, I need to stop doing this. I put $30 on Bakoyev, and he blew it. I thought it was a lock. I'm like, $30. He was a little bit of favorite. Put a little dollar on there.
He had two good finishes over two bums.
Dude, what? Bakoyev's not a bum.
No, he had two finishes over two bums.
Oh yeah,
the guys
Zach and Ryan Loader aren't the greatest fighters, but dude, if you look at Belgarui, he has 2 losses in his career that are to absolute shit cans. Absolute shit cans. And I'm thinking, okay, it's a lock. He looked terrible on the Contender Series in fights he should have dominated. But to be honest, dude, it was a massive size difference. Belgarui was like 7 inches taller than him.
Yeah, no. Big size.
Belgarui, dude, I don't know how he makes 85. That guy's fucking massive.
I don't know.
But yeah, man, you Fred Belgarui. Fuck you, piece of shit, you fucking bastard. Okay. Okay, all right, you got me pissed. Let's go to 321, cocksucker. 321, here we go. There we go, cocksucker.
All right.
Start her off.
So UFC 221.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Sorry.
Aspinall versus Gane taking place this weekend. Early start time, 10 a.m. It's in Abu Dhabi. And honestly, looking at the card, it's a solid card.
It's a solid card.
One fight did get canceled.
When we were watching, I think when I was when we did your thing for 319 and they announced some of the fights for 321, you're like, bro, 321's okay, but it's not gonna be 322. 321's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, this is like it's a pretty solid card. It's a solid card. It's not like there are a couple fights that are worrying me to be kind of like stinkers, but hopefully not. So let's get into it, cocksucker. First fight, who do we got?
First fight of the night, we've got Jacqueline Amorim versus Mizuki Inoue. Mm-hmm. I'm choosing Jacqueline Amorim with this fight. Like I said in my solo breakdown, Mizuki is coming off a 2-year layoff, which was her last win against Hannah fucking Goldie, who is no one UFC level. Got to the UFC. One of those girls who got to the UFC, started in OnlyFans. Didn't have much success in UFC.
Yeah, she's hot.
Bro,
she does OnlyFans pictures with Veronica Hardy. Which
she either posts OnlyFans photos on her Instagram or photos of her and her little son. That poor kid. But before that, she had a loss 5 years ago to Amanda Lemo. So in 5 years, she's had 2 fights.
I'm gonna say though. I am gonna say we're gonna get to that whole UFC promoting beautiful women later in the We get
Yeah,
to yeah, we get to the co-main, but we'll get to that later because I have a thing to say about that, by the way. But
but
let's never mind.
I'm choosing the full-time fighter in Jacqueline Morum.
Yeah,
She's
I
on a
mean,
very good streak, so I think she comes in here and I think she submits Mizuki in a way.
yeah, Dom, I'll give anyway, some credit. It's not like she's had like no experience in the UFC, and she had a pretty successful run. At Invicta, or is that Invicta? Yeah, Invicta. Which everyone knows Invicta is the best women's promotion in the world because it's the only one that's only women, right? Um, I think it is right. Yeah, it's only women. Um, and it's funny. She actually, I'm looking back at her resume here, and she lost to Vera Jandiroba, who's fighting in the co-main. She lost to her by split decision in 2018 before Vera got to the UFC. So
A long time ago.
yeah, that's. I mean, that's 7 years ago, obviously, but still, there's she has a couple names on there, but yeah, but for the most part, she's been very inconsistent. Um, you know, the two fighters she's beaten, Zhang Wu and Hannah Goldie, are both no longer in the UFC and weren't that good to begin with.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, so I think it's pretty clear that unless she has taken, the last 2 years and really advanced in some possible way, which I don't know, because the Miss Jacqueline Amarine, is she ranked at
No.
strawweight?
No.
She's not. Okay. But dude, she's but she's fought and she has a far better resume. She's 10-1. How old is she? She is 20. Oh, she's 30. But still, she's 30.
I mean, she's riding a
Um,
4-fight
yeah,
finish
she
streak.
is. Yeah, but we will see.
And her last loss is Sam Hughes,
I'm
and
gonna.
Sam Hughes is basically a fucking dog.
Yeah, well, Sam Hughes. Well, I think we can all agree that Sam Hughes is the Charles Johnson of women's MMA.
Yeah, she's a
She's a
prospect killer,
prospect
dude.
killer. Yeah, she is. She's a prospect killer. Um, she can't beat anybody else who's a veteran, but she can beat every prospect.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going with Jacqueline Amarine, obviously too.
yeah. We're both going with Jacqueline Overeem. So let's
Come
move
on,
on
give
to
me
the
this
next
next fight,
fight.
cocksucker. Give me this next fight, cocksucker.
We've got Azza
All
Moxley
right,
versus
all right, hold
Mitch
on.
Raposer.
Mitch Raposa. All right, I got the spick to laugh. Did you hear him?
Yeah.
Yo, spick, laugh louder. Mitch Raposa.
Fucking Mitch Raposer.
My dad told me that when we come down for 322, he's gonna be outside as we drive in. He's gonna be like loud.
Good.
Yeah. So we got Mitch Raposo,
Raposer.
taking on Azamat Maxum. Okay. So, is your pick the same as it was in the breakdown video, or have you changed in the prediction at all?
No, I'm staying with Azza.
Yeah, I'm going with Azat too, but you think he's going to get a decision? I think he's going to submit Mitch in the first round.
I mean, I think he can submit Mitch. It's just I think Mitch is. I'm giving Mitch a bit of credit. I think he's a bit.
Yeah, he is tough.
Durable.
Yeah, he is durable.
He did get. I mean, he's only 2 losses in the UFC are.
Who was his last fight? His last fight was
Sumer Darji.
Well, yeah, but his first fight was to Andre Lima, who is a really hot prospect, and dude, he got hit quite a lot in that fight, and he did decently.
I mean, he lost.
I just want to highlight his 2023 KO over Tyler Smythe, the butter knife. Fuck you, Tyler.
The butter knife.
Yo, Tyler Smythe sucks. Fuck you, Tyler Smythe, you piece of shit. Too solid, baby. Too solid, son.
Too solid. Real deal shit.
Real deal shit. Shout out our boy Jared Betancourt, bro. We hope you're doing good, bro. But this is a fight, dude, where I think that if Mitch is gonna find a way to win, he's gonna have to just kind of sit on top of Maxum, and Maxum's gonna have to, sort of let him. You know what I mean? That's the only way I see Mitch win this fight. Is if he sits on for 3 rounds boringly, and Maxum doesn't really want to get.
I mean, he's at a big reach
that,
disadvantage, dude.
What?
Mitch is at a big reach disadvantage.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, you're right. He's got to sit on top of Maxim if he wants to have any chance of winning. But
Yeah.
Maxim fucking went to a decision with Tagir and also took Tagir down. So
Yeah.
I don't know if fucking Mitch is gonna have any. I think he might go 0-3. Not 0
I
and
just want to
not
say, I just
only
want to
0
say,
and 3. If you want to count his contender series and
yeah, but he's gonna,
his
yeah, but
Ultimate Fighter, he's 0 and 4 right now in the
there's,
UFC.
yeah, yeah, well, if he loses the fight, it'll put him 0-5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you include the, as you mentioned, the subsidiary Ultimate Fighter, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna go with, obviously is that Maximum. I thought that his last fight, it was against the gear, right? Yeah,
yeah.
dude. He put up a, like. I'll be honest. I remember you texting me. You're like, bro, this guy's got something. He's probably not gonna win, but like he's really good. So I like
I
him.
like Azad. He's very
Yeah, me too.
high level.
You know, if we're looking at his resume, I mean, he has two. He has, he's had three UFC fights, and I honestly, before he fought Tagir, I didn't know he was a UFC fighter because I didn't know that he'd fought Charles. But dude, I think it's important to look. His first UFC fight, you know, I'm not saying he's a killer, but Tyson Nam is very experienced. Is a very experienced guy. I know Tyson Nam isn't like, was never a world beater, but bro, Tyson Nam
There
was
was
a
a point
top
in
five
time where
fighter at one
Tyson
point.
Nam
What?
was a very hot prospect coming up.
Well. What I'm saying is, bro, this was around the Connor era. If you go back to the Connor era, which was what 20, I'm sorry, not the Connor era, but when he got to the UFC, which was after he had two losses to the Pettis, and Kai Kara France, both were decisions, and then he had two wins in the UFC, and then what killed him was the loss to Matt Schnell. Even though he came back and he beat Ode Osborne, a bunch of guys beat Ode Osborne. But once he lost to Matt Schnell, oh man, Matt Schnell, come on. But dude, he's his pro record is what was Nan's pro record? It's a 23-14-1. That's pretty decent for a guy. And about that, Maxum went the distance with Charles Johnson, who's the prospect killer, and didn't get knocked out is impressive. Lono Kavanaugh didn't get that; he got fucking flatlined. So I think he's gonna definitely win this fight. I'm probably gonna pick him by submission, probably round 1 or 2, just to hope that he gets Mitch out of there. But I see what you're saying. Mitch could survive all 3 rounds, but it would be 3-0. He wouldn't like if Mitch loses his fight, he's gonna lose 3-0 by decision. Maybe he gets a round, but there's no way he wins a decision. Truly competitive.
Well, there's a part of me that thinks that UFC wants Mitch to win because his last
Yeah,
two
they
fights
do.
have been split. Well, and I don't think the last one should have been split, but
Do you think they? All right. So going back to his last fight against, was it against
Super
Sumarji?
Darji,
Yeah, Sumarji. Do you think he won that?
no,
The what?
no, I think
Yeah,
Super Darji won.
yeah. Same. I know. People have been saying that he
But
won technically,
I do see
but
Mitch
the same
does.
thing with Patchy. It's the same thing with Patchy. Like if you go by control time, yeah, him and Patchy might have won, but they didn't do enough otherwise. I'm not. It's pretty much the same fight when when you watch it back, dude. Pretty much the same fight.
I will.
Um,
So we're both picking Azat to win.
yeah.
I will say though, I do see some talent in Mitch, and the only way he's ever going to achieve some talent,
He's got grit,
he
but
needs to leave that motherfucker Tyson. Get rid of Tyson Hattier. All right,
well, I mean, let's be honest.
he's
We
a
saw how
goofball.
good, you know, we saw that Rob Font increase his game a little bit when he went to TriStar.
Yeah,
Calvin really couldn't because Calvin's a little washed. No offense to Calvin.
and he also has that
Rob is too. What?
his leg injuries.
Yeah. Yes. And but I think also of Calvin, he's never been the same after Max. Like he was
Yeah,
never the same, and he's unfortunately gotten less and less and less as he's gotten further from the Max fight. Instead of like plateauing at some level, he's gotten worse and worse and worse. I think what happens when you get beat up by 1,000 fucking strikes. But yeah,
yeah. We're both choosing as that. Mitch Raposa probably gets cut. The hell? What the hell are you doing that for, huh?
Next fucking fight. What are you talking about, bro?
Oh, you want to take it away then?
He's back. He's back. Chris Barnett. Dude, okay. I'm going to say this and then I'll shut up. Chris Barnett's going to win this fight, dude. Come on. Who the fuck is Hamdi Aladelda the Walla Walla Wabba Wab? This guy drove around on the embedded in a Rolls Royce and went, this is our culture. This is how we live in Abu Dhabi. And I couldn't have despised him anymore before. I've despised him more now. Okay? His one victory of note is a boring 3-round decision over Muhammad Usman.
He lost that fight.
And who? What? Oh yeah. Sorry, you're right. Sorry, boring loss. My bad. He lost, and his one winner was over Jamal Pogues. Absolute shit can. The only way he loses this fight is if Chris Barnett is injured.
Hey, you're also forgetting he has a win that got overturned against Dontel Mays because he fucking popped.
Oh yeah. He popped. Yeah.
You see what he looks like, and he popped looking like that.
More of you. I did go to a picture of him, when he fought Mays, and he does look more shredded, but that's because he was on juice.
Yeah.
But even still, it wasn't like great. Yeah, bro. Listen to me. I think you were probably thinking of Chris with the 39 because Chris is 39. That's probably what we were thinking of, right?
Yeah.
Chris. I don't care if Chris is 39. I don't care if he's coming off a loss to Kennedy Nzechukwu. Kennedy Nzechukwu would destroy Hamdi the same way he destroyed Chris. These guys are. Here's the thing. I think they're actually closer in level. Is it possible that Hamdi at 32 destroys Chris? It is possible. But I'm having one last faith in the real. Bro, I sent this to you, and I've said this for years, and I'll fucking say it. I don't care if I sound delusional. You have sounded delusional for a host of fighters, so I can go there if I need to. I have done it for a host of boxers, but I don't fucking care. Here at the Final Round HQ, I am proclaiming, I am hitting the Charles Barkley guarantee. Guaranteed! Chris Barnett comes out of this fight with the W. Lock it in, Isaiah. Lock it in.
All right. In my solo video, I'm pretty sure I went with Hamdi. I'm pick flipping.
Well, you did, but you were on the edge because you're like, oh, I love Chris.
I'm completely pick flipping. I've looked at it some more. Chris is the most athletic motherfucker. Back a couple years ago.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Have you seen a picture of him this week?
Not
he
yet.
doesn't look that bad. He doesn't look as fat as he did for Kennedy.
He's been off for a year because he did blow out his knee in that Kennedy fight in the intro.
Yeah, when he jumped. I swear to God.
Don't
if he does
jump.
that again.
Do not jump, Chris.
No, dude, if he jumps, before he lands, I'm going to be off your balcony. I'm going to be off the balcony on Fox. There's nothing could stop me, not even your door. I am off the balcony. If I see him just jump, I'm like, it's over. I'm not doing that.
But you go back, when DC,
he's probably gonna jump anyway, and then be fine.
When DC and Cain Velasquez were fighting, DC said Chris Barnett would come in and give us problems. This is true. This is exactly what DC has said.
This is true.
Chris Barnett.
I just want to also say, sorry. Go ahead. I'll say that.
He is an athletic motherfucker. He may be 39 years old, but who the fuck is Hamdi? Who the fuck is this? Who the hell has he
guy from Dubai?
Jamal Pogues, split decision. Dontel
Mays
can. Muhammad Usman can.
Dude.
And before that Muhammad Usman fight, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the win." And what did he do the whole fight? He did nothing that whole fight. I'm sorry, Chris is winning this fight, dude.
There is something that, yes, he might have, because he's from the UAB, and the fans will probably cheer him. I get it, but bro, gotta be honest, bro. When Chris fought John Vellante, people booed Chris because John Vellante's from Jersey. He's from Long Island. And after Chris knocked out, now obviously if Chris does, if Chris could just throw it one more time, if he can throw that dude one more time, and dude, if he lands that, you're gonna hear all those Arabs go, oh no, Hamdi, no, oh Hamdi.
I'm picking Chris. He's
Let's
going.
fucking go. Let's fucking go. Okay,
He
dude.
plus 300 dog.
Dude, I will
Dude,
never. Dude, he's a pretty good bet. If you're a
listen to
better,
this.
this fight, that's a
Has
good bet for a guy.
What has Hamdi done to be worth minus 400?
I'll say this: the only reason why I think so is because he's fighting at home. If this was in America, I think this fight. Here's the thing: because of the age, dude, he's always going to be the favorite. If it's close or not, right? He's
Yeah.
always going to be right. You'd agree, just because of the age. But dude, Chris Barnett has had 31 or 32 fights. Hamdi's had 5. Okay, here's the thing: if Hamdi does not destroy Chris in the first round, he's gonna lose. He's going to lose, dude. Because
Yeah.
after the first round against Mo Usman, he gassed, and Mo Usman has no experience. He doesn't have much more experience, and he looked in the third round of that fight. Which, dude, it pained me to watch it back. Pained me. Like I thought I was having an ulcer grow in my stomach, dude. Watching that back for research, I'm like, oh god. In that third round, Muhammad Usman made some veteran Kamaru Usman type moves, only
Yeah.
because Kamaru Usman's his brother. He would not have had those if he did not have a brother.
Kamaru.
What?
Well, Muhammad Usman no longer in the UFC anyway, so
He got cut?
yeah,
No way, he actually got cut.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Did you tell me that? I don't think you did.
No, not yet.
Wait, hold on. Is this breaking news from Brett Jr.?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I'm pretty sure he's no longer in the UFC.
Black hole son. Yes, actually not that. We'll do the.
But I can see a path that Hamdi can win.
Yeah, well,
But I'm picking
here's the
Chris.
thing.
Chris being plus 300 is an absolute steal, and I'm putting money on him.
It's a steal. No, I'm going to say this: if people are watching and they want some betting advice, this is the perfect plus 300 guy to bet because dude. I'll be honest. I don't think he's ever been the favorite in any of his fights.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna go back and look because he's fought in the UFC. Oh, and let's not forget. I know it was years ago, but dude, this guy grappled fucking the Soldier God. He grappled.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Come on, he grappled. Wait, here's what I'll say, and people can say I'm delusional for saying this. This is my opinion. Right now, at almost 50, Yoel Romero could come in to this UFC, and he could go 3 rounds with Brad Tavares. Would he win? No. But he would go 3 rounds against Brad Tavares and it'd be competitive.
Hey, you never know. Mythical fighter, third round Yoel Romero is a fucking killer.
Well, yes. If that happened, he would obviously almost finish Brad, but Brad would win the first 2. Brad would win on points, but Yoel would make it competitive at almost 50. And this is who Chris grappled. And after Yoel said, he said in Spanish, "Man, that fat blob's pretty good." And he
may be fat, but he's athletic. Chris Barnett is athletic.
Because if they stood next to each other, you have one guy who stayed after school to eat food, and one guy who was bred in a lab to be an assassin. And they grappled, and it was a competitive grappling match. All right. Let's look back at Chris. Yeah, Chris hasn't had many UFC fights, but he fought his first UFC fight. He fought Ben Rothwell, which wasn't fair. Ben Rothwell was a longtime vet with a lot of experience.
Ben Rothwell, the giant, compared him to.
Ben Rothwell. So yeah, going into that fight, Chris was plus 250. And Chris stands, by the way, Chris stands as short as Giuliano, who's 5'9".
Yeah.
He's 5'9", which means he's shorter than me and you. And here's the thing, dude. If you put me and you together, side by side, we still wouldn't be as wide as Chris.
I'm gonna be waiting for those ceremonial weigh-ins. They're gonna be soon.
It's at 12:50.
Yeah. I'm gonna wake up and put it on when I wake up.
Well, to be honest, this is the only silver lining of my car not working and the engine misfiring is that I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I have to get the car fixed, so I don't have to get up till around 9:30. So I am gonna probably stay up and I'm not watch the whole weigh-in show, but I'm definitely gonna watch Chris's weigh-in.
Oh yeah.
And also we should say this: there's a chance that Chris misses 265 because he's had some scares. Wait,
You said he's looking good this week, though.
no, he's looking good, but let's be honest, bro. Chris walks around at like 290, so him looking good is like 275. So,
Anyway, let's
we
let's
have to remember that when he fought Jake Collier, he did miss weight. Now he won that fight, which was awesome, which was great. But
all right, let's move on though to the next fight.
all right, well, I'm just gonna say real quick before we end, I have checked all of his UFC fights. He has not been the favorite, not once. The only time he was close was when he fought John Vellante. He was actually plus 110, which is near even. That's it. He's never been the favorite.
That's close.
And he's getting it done. All right, moving on. Chris Barnett, first round TKO, locking in. We got dude. This next fight is a good fight. I like this fight a lot.
Dude, I'm very excited for this fight.
This is
a sleeper
and you got
fight.
really got yeah. So we got Jose Miguel Delgado 10-1 coming off of his win over Hyder Emil. You fucking fuck you. Okay,
Yeah.
he had something. Who the fuck is William Gomez? When you said that, I was on the shitter and I'm like, fucking people, fucking asshole.
I knew that'd get you. Like this dude
Who
typing
the fuck
up.
is William Gomez? Okay, and then across the octagon, we got Nathaniel, not so much the prospect, but still kind of a prospect would. This fight, dude, to be honest, if I'm just looking at it, and I'm a little surprised that Delgado's the favorite. I would think Nathaniel Wood, of his experience, would be
That
the
is a
favorite.
bit shocking to me.
Yeah, it's a little bit shocking. Now it's close, but at the absolute minimum, I expected this to be the minus 110 all, which would be 50-50. I did not think that Delgado would be the favorite.
No.
Which is surprising because he is good, but he's 27, which for UFC is it's not he's super young, but a little bit on the younger side. As I mentioned, but also we have to take into account, dude. He's only been 2 rounds in the UFC. He had a 1-round knockout against Conor Matthews, and then a 1-round knockout against Hyder Emil. And his contender series fight was 2 rounds. So he's only had he's only had 2 rounds of UFC fights, whereas Nathaniel Wood has fought in. Now, I will say one thing about Nathaniel Wood. He has had some fights in his UFC career where he really did not fight up to what we thought he was going to fight. For instance, when he lost to Muhammad Naimov, I thought he was going to win that fight convincingly, and he got I get it, and this is the first time he's fought at Abu Dhabi since that time when he lost to Naimov. But looking back on it, he only has 3 UFC losses, and his 3 UFC losses. Now it was his 3rd or 4th UFC fight. He lost to John Dodson, really good fighter, former title challenger. Was pretty good in his time. Dom lost to Casey Kenny by decision. Who
arguably he could have won that. I think.
Yes, I'm about to say it was a very, very close fight. It was close because his previous fight against John Castaneda was also really close too. But he's got good wins. He's defeated Charles Jourdain. He's defeated Andre Fili. He had a pretty dominant win over Daniel Pineda. But I think is his last one against Morgan Charrier. Morgan Charrier was the favorite going into that fight.
Yeah.
And Nathaniel Wood showed up and put on a pretty solid performance, dude.
I think he dropped Morgan a couple times too.
Yeah, and Morgan is supposed to be this really good, tricky striker. Where Nathaniel Wood he was simple. He did 1-2 kick. He did a lot of hooks to the side, which Morgan wasn't expecting. And it was, to me, it was his best performance and his most mature performance. In his early career, he had the mindset of exploding at spurts, and it works when you're 27. But when you get to your 30s, you can't do spurt fighting anymore. Spurt fighting, it works for Delgado. Delgado's 27. He's gonna fight like that. He's not gonna, he's not gonna trade with, he's not gonna trade with Wood, but he's gonna find openings, as I said, to spurt and explode into moments. Whereas Nathaniel Wood has proven that he doesn't need to do that anymore. He is so, and here's the thing, I think we can both agree that Nathaniel Wood is right now, as we know, is the far more experienced and well-rounded fighter. Correct?
Oh yeah,
Obviously.
100%.
Now, but also we could list a number of times that a young rising, I'm not saying the guy is a superstar, but if he does come into this fight and he stops Nate Wood in the first round,
That's big, dude. That's
big. That's huge. Now, if he wins by a 3-round close decision, yeah, it's good for him, but it doesn't advance him much because Naimov has a decision win over him. Casey Kenny's decision win. Naimov is, mid-level at best. That Casey Kenny is not in the UFC. John Dodson retired. So like, just like history, if you beat Nate Wood by a close decision, it doesn't mean you're going to be anything, really. But as I said, if the guy goes down there and knocks out Nate Wood, who has a good chin, because Daniel Pineda hit him with some shots that were rock solid, and Nate took him pretty well.
Yeah, Nate's a very durable dude. He's
very durable because we know, yes, Daniel Pineda's record is deceiving, but he could crack. He's a cracker. He can, I know he retired, but he could throw hard shots. He's really strong. Andre Fili's got good power. Charles Jourdain has great kicks and stuff, and so all these guys have power. He's dealt with them, with his experience, and I think and dude, I think it's important to point out that he's trained by the UK legend and Brad Pickett, who is with Michael is probably the second biggest British fighter of the earlier eras.
Yeah.
The behind this me, obviously. So I think if I'm gonna pick it, I'm gonna go with Nathaniel Wood. I think he's gonna win by decision. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jose Delgado is as good as everyone says he is. He'll win this fight. But as I've said, if he wins this fight by decision, it's not going to be dominant. It's going to be a close decision, and that's kind of where I'm heading. I think this fight's going to be very even. And I think that Nathaniel Wood has the experience and the toughness to outreach it. But then again, we could be wrong. Because Isaiah, what do I say about the sport? We know fucking nothing. We know nothing.
Yeah,
So I don't know who you got.
I'm sticking with my pick. I'm choosing Jose Delgado. Okay. I think
what's your pick?
There's a big thing about Nate Wood at 45 is that I think he is a bit undersized. I think he should be a 35er. And I think Jose is just going to be a bit bigger than him. But there is, the big experience on Nate Wood's side, and Jose Delgado's opponents, and Connor Matthews and Hyder and Mill, were perfect because they're just two type of guys that are just gonna run toward you, and
pretty much
get caught, and that's the perfect kind of style for Jose.
Yeah, but Wood is not gonna fight.
Yeah, he's not gonna explode in. He's gonna be patient.
He studied tape on Delgado, so he knows what not to do in the first couple rounds. So,
yeah, but I think I think we have an actual real contender in Jose. I can see a lot of good qualities in him that will make a star. And
yeah,
I don't think he finishes Nathaniel. If he does, it's going to be like a TKO in the third round, or maybe a sloppy submission. But
yeah, no, I do think that if he does get what you're saying, a third round TKO where he just puts on as much punishment on Nathaniel Wood, and he doesn't crumble, but the ref stops it in the third just due to strikes.
Yeah,
I could see that. I will say one more thing about Nate Wood, dude. He has a good record. He's 21-6. He's fought in, he has a pretty good resume for someone only 32. But, I think he's proven the fact that he doesn't, he's a good fighter, dude. But let's be honest, as we said, he's a solid guy. He's a good fighter. He's got good ability. But I got to be honest with you, dude. I'm looking back at his record right now. He has uh, he has um, he has three submissions, or he has three finishes in the UFC, and they were all before he fought John Dodson. He has had no knockouts and no submissions since 2019. So, yes, he can win this fight, but I don't. Now, here's the thing: if he finishes Delgado, then that means that Jose was either rushed too fast or really isn't that good. It might just be a style thing, but we'll see. Because Nate Wood isn't a finisher. He's a great fighter, but the best way I could put it, dude, he's an aggressive point fighter. You know what I'm saying? Where to get the decision, he will score, he will hurt you, he can drop you as he dropped Morgan Charrier, but he's so smart and almost kind of too aware of the fight to go for the finish. But who knows what's going to happen? I'm going to stick with Wood, but I totally get what you're saying with Delgado. If he has all the traits that you mentioned and he increases them and he shows us that he really does have them, yes, he could be a pencil star and he'll win this fight. But we'll see. We'll see, man. It's a very good fight. I'll say this: this fight won't be boring. Will not be boring at all. It's gonna be a good fight.
The way I see it, it's gonna be a back and forth war for all 3 rounds, and then in that third round, Jose's just gonna lay on the pressure and land the shot, and Nate's just gonna fall against the cage, not get slept, but just like wilt to all the pain and pressure, and just go to knee, and then the ref's gonna stop it, and it's just be. I think this will be fight at night. That's my prediction.
So most of that I agree with. The only thing I think now this is both of us, we sort of fail to understand is the sort of kind of mental thing that goes through a fighter in the third round. Some guys, when it gets to that third round, they can stay composed, and some guys sort of blow it, where they go for the finish in the first minute and they screw themselves, or they're even worse, they're so hesitant because they might be too up. Their coaches give them good advice or whatever the reason is, right? Some of these guys, they'll dominate the first 2 rounds, and the third round they stink. Dom, how many times have we been watching a fight night together, and it's a good fight for 1.5 rounds, and then at the end of the second, the guy kind of winning just kind of takes his foot off the gas, right? There's been a bunch of times like that, right? Now, I'm not saying that the guy's going to do that. I'm just saying it's a possibility with a young guy in his third UFC fight. Now, is it possible for Nate Wood to do that too? Yes, it is. But he's had more experience in the third round at this level. So we'll see. I'm sticking with Nate Wood, but dude, though I do agree, this will be one of the best fights tonight. It might not be absolute fight tonight, but it definitely could be.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm sticking with Delgado, but should be a good fight. But
definitely.
Let's move on to the next fight. We've got Walter Walker versus Big Fat Louis Sutherland.
Louis Sutherland by first round not TKO, KO. Over the top, right hook. Walker's dead. No.
Hey, it's heavyweight. You don't know.
Here's what could happen. Walter Walker might get his 4th straight heel hook in the UFC history. He might go 4 in a row heel hooks. It's totally possible.
Against this guy, dude, I'm looking at his picture they took for the UFC Perth card. He looks awful, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen a picture this week, but yeah, he looks pretty bad for the Perth card.
I don't think they've updated the media day photos yet.
I don't think so. Yeah, bro, I don't know. I'm gonna probably go with. I'm going to go with Walter Walker. Here's what I think is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a heel hook. I think that Walter Walker is going to want to show that he can do more than that. He is going to try to go for some striking, and if he can hurt Louis early, he might try to knock him out. But dude, in the last 2 minutes of that first round, if he hasn't killed Louis Sutherland yet, Louis Sutherland hasn't imposed his will on the fight and found a way to win himself, he's going to go for the fucking heel hook. He's going to go for it. At some point in his fight, he's going to go for it, right? Whether it's the first minute or the last minute of the third round, he's going to attack it. Now, I don't know much about Louis Sutherland. If you look at his record, his picture, his nickname is the Vanilla Gorilla. I mean, come on, dude. It's actually a decent nickname, but he's, a big-time juicer.
Well, look at Walter's nickname. It's no better.
Well, yeah, but it's no better. But Walter actually has some decent wins. Louis Sutherland has had he had one fight at Bellator, which he lost in a decision 3-0. He had a fight at PFL in 2023, which he won by uh, by second round finish of a guy named freaking Alton Meeks, who sucks, who's 4-2 and hasn't fought in years, who's absolute,
Tomato
who's a
can.
can. Yeah. He's a complete can. So like, who is he? Who is he beating? The guy he lost to at Bellator, Slim, Slim Trubleski. He's actually still a good fighter. He's 32. He's 8-1, but he hasn't fought in the UFC, and he's lost fights in the PFL. He lost to a guy who's crap in the PFL recently. So in terms of the level of competition, it's clear Walter Walker's leagues above Louis Sutherland. Now there are a few guys who come in and they prove that they can belong. I think the best reason does the Croatian guy, the Ante Delja, right? But it's a key factor. He trains with Tom Aspinall. That's a big factor. When you train with killers, you become a killer yourself eventually. Now he trains at Fight Zone London, and the only guy they really have of note is Mario Pinto, which is I mean, dude, I told you he's a good fighter. Now, he probably should have, he could have looked a little better against Denise, but still, it was a great win. But besides that, that gym doesn't have anybody massive, so it's not like he's training with Tom Aspinall. So for that reason, I am going to go with Walter Walkerson because he's more experienced. He's probably, it says here that the Sutherland's 6'3". How tall is
Six
how tall
six.
is Walter? 6'6". So yeah, he's going to be taller, but he's not going to be like 3 inches is a lot, but it's not like he's
I'm waiting till the ceremonial weigh-in to see
yes,
how all these guys match up.
yeah. That's a good point. Um, the clean monster, you're right, it's not good either. Will probably win. And dude, as much as I don't like that we put him on our prospect list, if he wins this fight, I can't deny it. He clearly belongs at 27 years old. He'll be 15-1, especially if he gets another heel hook and makes it look easy. Because the problem with Louis Sutherland is this could easily be a case where Walter Walker destroys him with a heel hook around one because we haven't seen Louis Sutherland fight UFC guys.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. So I'm going with Walter Walker. I don't know what I'll bet. Well, actually, I'm probably here's the thing. How many of you know that I am going to bet Louis Sutherland? Obviously, because
I mean,
he's
dude,
plus
it's heavyweight.
and
One
yes,
punch can change anything.
exactly. Yes,
Like I'm choosing Walter to win this fight, but if he goes for the heel hook, I can see a path where Louis,
he gets
like it, because
he catches him maybe.
Walter's head is gonna be undefended when he's ripping the heel hook. It's gonna be flat on the ground. So if Louis
Yeah,
can like stand up, he can rain down some ground and pound, and it only takes a couple shots at heavyweight to finish it. So,
he does. Yeah.
but I think he's unproven, and I think Walter is.
Walter is so big that if he gets off balance with a shot to the temple, he can't recover because he's 6'6". He's massive. He's too big, so he'll be so
And
off balance that he won't recover.
surprisingly enough, his last fight against Kennedy, the awful takedown he shot against Kennedy that looked like he was just, diving for legs.
Yeah, that was.
He showed that to Lorosenko. That's an actual takedown he practices.
Well, to be honest, one of the guys fighting there, Jalton Almeida, sort of does that too. Jalton does that too. Jalton will like lunge from across the cage and grab your foot. And dude, bro, the Mackenzie Dern's dad, Megaton Diaz, absolute BJJ legend. He made a video after Walter did that and said, "Yeah, it's a move." He's like, yeah, if you do it, you're not athletic enough to get closer, but it's still,
It
it's a move.
works.
It works, yeah.
So yeah, I'm
That's
picking
all.
Walter to win.
You're never gonna see, you're never gonna see Charlie Olives do that, and you're never gonna see Charles DeBronx do that, or anybody who's athletic. But if you're fat and you're slow and huge, it works.
Yeah, I think Walter wins, and I think
Yeah.
it's a good thing if Walter wins because this division needs it, dude.
But I will say, if Louis Sutherland goes in there and knocks Walter out in the first round, that's also good because it
That's
gives.
someone new.
Well, it's someone new. It's someone who's massive and huge. It's someone who will be 11-3. It gives the UK another potential prospect because The only guy they had upcoming was Mick Parkin, and he got exposed badly by Tabora, badly.
Hmm.
So they have no rising guy right now at heavyweight. But I think Walter's going to win. Let's move on. So
Yeah.
we got Mateusz Rebecki versus Ludwig Klein. You picked Klein, right? In the
Yeah.
breakdown video.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say: if Mateusz Rebecki fights the way he fought against Orlobai, he's going to win this fight. He is going to beat up Klein because the one thing Ludwig Klein has proven is that when he fought Gamrot in the third or fourth round, he had chances to actually go, and instead of going, he stuck to his game plan and he lost. Which I hate to be rude, but a lot of these guys from Central Eastern Europe, well, not Eastern Europe, but Central Europe, is that when they're down, and this is why Yuri's so different than them. It's because Yuri will go, "Oh, I have these. I have fist," and because he's a samurai. Dom Ludwig Klein is a solid fighter, and he's got good overall skills. But I think Mateusz Rebecki, he's a fucking animal. And to say what you will about some of his fights, sometimes he's made some questionable decisions in fights. But he proved against Orlobai, who's a savage himself, dude. He's a fucking killer. And I saw your breakdown. You're right. It was absolute skin of his teeth. Like, it was so close to the point where I thought that Orlobai could have won, but still. And so for that reason, I think because Rebecki's been through more fire, if he pushes the pace like he should, there's a couple fights where he hasn't, unfortunately. But if he does that, I think he's going to win this fight easily. But if he doesn't, then obviously Ludwig Klein.
Are you forgetting that 2 months ago against Chris Duncan, he looked exactly like he looked against Mirbek Orbai, basically?
Oh, I didn't watch that fight. Yeah,
That was
no.
2 months ago. He looked
That was 2 months
basically
ago?
2 months ago, and he's already back in there. Ludwig Klein, I think Klein is going to sleep Rebecki in this fight. Rebecki takes
He's going
too
to knock him
much
out?
damage. Klein is the much more technical striker. Rebecki
That's true, but what power does he have, though?
he doesn't
What
need
power? Who
power.
is he?
If you land enough shots and you take enough damage over time, you got chin bull crap. And Diego
First of
Ferreira
all,
three fights ago knocked Rebecki out.
yeah,
Rebecki can get chinned. It's possible. He takes too much
that's
damage,
still. Yeah, you can get chinned.
and I gotta criticize his fucking management team because getting him 2 months in here after
Yeah.
an absolute war is not good. Not good. I mean,
The-
we did see
Let's
Charles
be honest,
Oliveira
it could
do
be
it.
a money thing, though. It could be a money thing because the Rebecki and Duncan didn't get fight of the night that night. They didn't
Well,
get
that
fight of
was
the night.
also because Ribovic and
Yeah.
fuck, who'd you fight that night?
The Hawk Frost?
No.
Hold on. Was that Rubovic's? Oh no. That was UFC Fight Night. Come on, stop it. No, god damn it. Fucking Tapology. That was Tyron Park when Tyron was supposed to fight Malbazi and he pulled out. And
Yeah.
well, oh wow. So yeah, they did get fight of the night, and so did Brenner and Rickovic, Elvis Brenner.
That's what it was. Yeah.
They did both get fight of the night, so I was wrong actually. Sorry. They did both get fight of the night, but still, it's clearly a money thing, is what I'm saying.
This
He's
money
back here
thing,
for money.
I think
I
he's
get
in
it.
here too soon. He is an animal. He can make it dirty and make it gritty.
Yeah.
And yeah, Klein got lost by decision to Mateusz Gamrot, but let's be honest, Gamrot does that to everybody who doesn't put him out.
Well,
He's got that grappling style,
um,
and Ludwig Klein is still learning.
he's what? He's still he,
He's 30 years old. He's not in his
okay. Yeah,
technical
that's
prime yet.
the to be honest, dude. I thought he was like 34. To be honest, for a second. So
Rebecca's the older guy, so
um,
he's got an overhand. Rebecca's got an
no, I'm not,
overhand and
bro.
a couple hooks, but
Bro, I gotta be honest. I think Rebecki's only 31.
he's
He's 33.
33.
But that's okay.
I'm looking at his age. When you fucking,
Okay.
I
Here's
think
the thing,
Klein
dude.
sleeps him, dude.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna stick with Rebecki, but you are right. Definitely Ludwig Klein. Here's the thing. I'll say this: if he doesn't put him out, if he doesn't put Rebecki out, and Rebesky forces the pace. Because we saw in spurts against Gamrot, when Ludwig Klein got pressed, he sort of gives up. Now, I'm not saying Rebesky's on the same level of Gamrot, but we see from some of these Polish guys, when they really want to turn it on, they can turn it on. And when
That's
they want to
true.
turn it off, they can turn it off. So I
I
don't
mean,
know. I'm gonna say
Ludwig
Rebesky.
Klein does have a win over Bahamondes, which that has aged pretty well.
The which guy? Who?
Klein,
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm gonna stick with my pick, Klein.
yeah, that's fair.
I think he either sleeps him or he wins 3-0, 29 or 29-28 decision. So
I think that's, in my opinion, a lot more reasonable. Is Ludwig Klein, sort of winning a boring striking match with Rebesky? That's definitely possible. I think.
possible, yeah. But
All right, cocksucker.
let's move on. We got Ikram Aliskerov
The
versus Jung
Iron
Jung Park.
Turtle, Jung Park.
Yes, sir.
He's fucking back, baby. Jung Park, the Iron fucking Turtle, is back. Ikram, okay, dude, I'm saying this right now. Who the fuck has Ikram beat? Outside of Andre Muniz, who is he beat?
You can't no.
Phil
You can
Hawes?
you can't even mention Andre Muniz. That dude gets knocked out by the fucking
Okay.
dust.
Okay, so guess what? Who is he beating? Phil Hawes, not in the UFC. Wally Alves, old and weathered. Probably isn't in the UFC anymore. Dude. I'll be honest though. Robert Whitaker didn't break a sweat. He didn't break a sweat, dude. A sweat, and he blew them out of the water.
I'll give you one better. Wally Alves hadn't fought in the UFC in like 4 or 5 years before that fight.
That's true, but if we look at Ikram's 2 losses, I'm not saying the Iron Turtle is a top 10 guy, but he got murked by Hamza and murked by Whitaker, who, yes, he's old and Hamza's world champion. I'm not saying the Iron Turtle is going to dominate this fight easily, but I think as you mentioned in your breakdown video, I think he's far more durable. Now that's my opinion. He might be close to durable. I think he's far more durable, a lot more experience. I think he's better on the ground. So as long as the Iron Turtle, doesn't, he's durable, but he has had some losses where he gets finished, unfortunately. But he's
Well, let's be
always
honest.
fucking tough.
That Muniz loss is a bit wishy-washy
Which one?
for Jun Young Park.
Bro, wishy-washy. It was a robbery.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he should be 20. Come on, wishy-washy. Fucking complete, utter. I remember texting you. Remember that? And I'm like, fucking robbery. And you're like, I don't know. And I'm like, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. And also, the fact that one judge, listen to me, Brad Tavares is a killer. But whoever that fucking judge was, give Brad the win. It was a close fight. But it was 2-1 Park. He fought back. He fought like hell, and he won the fight.
Well, dude, just remember his last fight against Ismail Naurdiev. He took an illegal knee, got cut up, kept fighting,
and won, bro. I remember when that happened. I think we were watching it separately. Remember, I sent you a video. I'm like, the Iron fucking Turtle.
Dude.
He's fucking dude. And here's the thing, bro. Ismail Naurdiev fouled him in every position possible, and he still got his ass kicked. And dude, he was gassed. And I'm not saying Iron Turtle is the Korean Marab. I'd love to say that. I'd love to say he's the Korean version of Marab. He's not. But dude, and here's the thing. He has a good gas tank for someone who, isn't the best in the world. He has a good gas tank. And we saw with Ikram that if you go back and watch the Phil Hawes fight, he was very, he won the fight. But, Phil Hawes.
What the fuck, Phil Hawes, man?
Well, he sucks. I know. But it was a first round knockout. But
who the fuck's Wally Alves, man?
I'm just saying, I watched it back, and he's breathing for air right before he knocks him out. That's how bad Phil Hawes is, by the way. But
yeah.
So here's the thing. Personally, if we're comparing record, I think Ikram Aliskerov gets knocked out by Chris Curtis. Personally, as much as Chris pisses me off, I think Chris Curtis and Julian Park are on the same level of really skilled, talented mid-level guys. Dude, I'd love to say, the Iron Turtle is a top 15 guy. He probably isn't. Okay, he probably isn't. He's 34. I mean, he should be 20-5, by the way. But yeah, he's 19-6. He's a really good fighter. He's tough as hell. He just doesn't have the innate talent to really break into the top 15. I do hope that if he wins this fight, that they give him somebody to give him one chance. But he's gonna win this fight. Will he finish it, Grom? I don't know if he finishes him, but I think he's gonna win this fight, hands down. Iron
Yeah,
Throttle.
I completely agree. I think he's durable. I kind of am seeing Ikram in the UFC as a one-round fighter. He's been given shit
Yeah.
opponents. And
Now,
then when he fought Robert
yeah.
Whitaker, Robert hadn't gotten a finish, I think, since either 2017 or 2019, and Ikram gave him his first finish,
I think his last finish was whoever he finished before he fought Yoel. I
probably.
think. I think
Yeah,
so.
and then
Um,
I'm not saying Junior Park's gonna finish him, but
well, here's what I'll say. If it gets to the third round, there's no way Askarov. Here's the thing: the only way Askarov can win this fight for me is if he decides to grapple and somehow boringly controls him for 3 rounds. Because we have seen Junior Park lose a couple times when he's sort of kind of but he's a great dude. He just his striking is top 15. The rest of his ability isn't, but he's dumbest durability is obviously, but just those two. Where yes, Alex Garov has power, but dude, who the fuck is he knocked out?
bums.
Bums. Phil Hawes can. Willie Alves old. Audrey Muniz old. And
Junior
shit.
Parks is a durable motherfucker, and Junior Park is going to win this fight.
Yes, sir. Lock it in, boys. All
Lock
right.
it fucking in.
This next fight, bro, I fucking like it because, this is what Quinlan gets for being the prodigal son of Israel. It's what he gets. He gets thrown a tough guy. That's what he gets.
Okay, I need to see get your take on this.
Go ahead.
The odds have Nasra as
What are
a
the odds?
minus 105, a slight
Yeah.
underdog. Am I missing something about Quinlan that makes him the favorite here?
No, you said minus, bro. It's even. It's even, so it's like 50-50.
Yeah. What has Quinlan done to be worth those odds? I'm kind of confused here.
I do agree. I do agree that I think the betting odds are really reaching here. I
Like
think what the odds should be now.
I
Now,
think Nasra should be like
let's
minus
say,
200.
well, here's the thing. I'll say we wouldn't be talking about this if the odds said minus 185 and then plus 195 for Quinlan. We wouldn't be saying anything, right? We'd be going,
Yeah.
that's maybe you'd mention to go, it's a little bit of a stretch, but it wouldn't be like this, right? We're talking about it like this,
Yeah.
right? It wouldn't be at all. But because we see the minus next to his name, we go. Now, for me, it does give my boy Yanal some credit, but future world champion right there, 155 pounds. But
Okay.
bro, delusional.
That's delusional right there,
Psych.
though.
He's doing it. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Motherfucker. Yeah, dude. Okay, I'll say this about Quinlan, dude. If Quinlan is going, here's what I think is going to happen. I think this fight is going to be exactly the same as Hawk Cross's win over Esvan Brikovic. The only difference is that he's going to finish Quinlan in the third. The only difference is I think Quinlan has the ability similar to Esteban where he has a good one too. Here's the problem with that is that if you look at Esteban, he has so much more ability than a fucking 1-2. But that's all he used against Hawk Cross. Bro, dude, if you watch the fight back, dude, he shot Hawk Cross's left eye. It was closed.
Yeah.
That fight was close. I was close. Yeah, he won the fight, but it was a war. And I don't see, Quinlan Salkin with who he's beaten. And yes, he fought good against Yanal. But most of his success against Yanal was, it was sort of mixed. Some was on the ground, some was on the feet. It's not like he outstruck Yanal for all 50 minutes. He didn't do that. Yeah, he won the fight, but Yanal had success on the feet. And in terms, as much as I love my boy, the Nakra Hakparast is a, now, if someone told Aspinall to fight smarter and fight the way he fought against Brenner with more variety, is there a chance that he beats Hawkcross? Yeah, but it'd still be a close war as it was anyway. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a third round TKO win for Hawkcross. I don't see, as I say, from what we've seen of Quinlan Salkin, he could show us something new, like these young guys tend to do if they're going to progress. Correct.
Yeah.
So if he, yeah, so here's the thing: he's young, he's 25. This is probably now. If he loses, everyone's gonna say, "Oh, you push him too far. You push him too far." Because the truth is, bro, 55 is stacked. Where I think Hot Cross at any other division is top 15, right? In terms of skill, right? He's top
Yeah.
15. But at 55, he's not because the division's, yes. Well, but to be honest, considering how stagnant it's been, he probably should be in the top 15, honestly. He should be because he's been active and fighting and having wars. But it's still, there's still, just the names in general, obviously prevent that. So, but as I said, we don't, we don't know from Quinlan. He's 25. He might show us something that proves that he's better. If he goes out there and finishes Hot Cross, that's a big win, huge
Yeah.
win.
I'm choosing Nasrat though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like. I mean,
What's his
Quinlan. From what I've been
what's the
able to
measurements? Okay,
see,
so let's
he's
just
a bit
see.
of a dog. He doesn't quit on himself. He, constantly moves forward. Constantly is working to try and get a
Are you
win.
talking about Quinlan or
Quinlan, yeah.
yeah, yeah, he does.
But he is 25 years old and he only has two
No,
fights. The first fight being what a not even a 20-second knockout over Anshul Jubli, who
the king of lions, or the king of the cans. Really, that should be his name.
as
King of the
Jubli
cans.
said he can submit Khabib. He has said this.
Okay, there's a difference there. He said can. Me or you could submit Khabib in a million years. There's a key word, can, Isaiah. Can. Not would, not will, can.
and then
Big
he
fucking difference, Ansal Jubilee, you fucking bum.
and then at 316, which we
That
were
doesn't make
there.
freaking Jew saying you look better because it means that you say you looks bad because Jeka Sergi got knocked out by Jubilee. That's yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't look good now. Also, makes De Los Santos look a little better. Don't really care.
but then Quinlan went out there at 316 and beat your boy Yanal by decision.
The
Mostly
but
by wrestling.
here's the thing. Mostly, but here's the. It was close. Yeah, he won 2-1, but Yanal definitely won the second.
Yeah.
Right, he won the second by just being aggressive with his hands, and then Quinlan took him down for most of the third with good clinch work. I will say this though, Quinlan's cage work when he's on the cage in the clinch is very impressive because he pretty much everything that Yanal tried to do on the clinch. Now, yes, there was a size difference. We have to understand this that Yanal stands at pretty much 5'8" or 5'9". Yes, it is clear that it is true that Hot Cross is 5'10", but 5'10" to 6 feet is a little different than 5'8" to 6 feet. And also the fact that Quinlan had 7 inches of reach on Yanal, he only has 3 on Hot Cross. Now, the only thing I would say of Quinlan, he needs to show us a true outside striking game. If he shows us that in this fight, he has a good chance of winning because Hot Cross lives in the mid range. He lives. I mean, his entire fight against Esteban was just kind of moving perfectly. I mean, his striking was, yeah. At the time, I was mad because I want Esteban to win, and I fucking hated the fact that Ali was in his fucking corner. Yeah, that sucks. But he's a good fucking striker, dude.
Yeah.
He's a really solid, really good striker. He's probably top 15 level striker. Now, he has had some fights in the past Rock Ross where he hasn't looked good. Dan Hooker beat the shit out of him. But in the last year or two, he's really rallied his career and he's improved. Now, we don't know because guys like him sometimes get destroyed by young prospects. So we'll see. I am going to go obviously with Hot Cross, but yes, I'm never going to forgive Quillen for beating my boy, obviously. Unforgivable. And if I ever see him, I'm going to shave his head with my razor because his hair pisses me off. But it would be good to see someone, from Australia, Because here's the thing, dude. I think we can both agree. The one thing that this world can never get enough of is really good Australian fighters because when they're at the top, they're always great to be around. You know what I mean?
Damn right.
Because of Australian fighters, whether it's Jack or Rob or Revolk, it's always great to have those guys up top because they're down to earth, cool guys. But we'll see. I'm going Hawk Ross.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose Hasprat too. I think it's just like experience different and age difference. I think it's too soon for Quinlan. I do see some good
It is.
tendencies and qualities in him, but he still has some learning to. And Nasrat, I think in
Yeah,
his last
Quinlan.
couple of fights
Yeah,
has really turned it on.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't think he won the Esteban fight though, but it was close. It was very close.
The Are you saying that you thought he lost that fight, or
I thought Esteban took it, but it was a close fight.
the my? I think at the time we both did. I did watch it back a couple weeks ago just because I was just freaking bored with something to do. And I because I missed Esteban's fight against Elvis, so I watched that one. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the Hawk Cross fight first, and then watch the Brenner fight, and then see. And but if you watch them back to back, man, you can tell that Esteban realized, oh, wait a minute, this is a hook. I can throw that now. And dude, if you watch that fight with him and Brenner, he almost pulls a Yuri, but instead of in a round, it's over 6 months, before a fight. Where he goes, oh, I can throw this. I can hook off the jab. I can throw an uppercut. I can go to the body. And all he did against Hawk Cross was 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, jab, jab, hook. Not hook, jab, jab, cross, cross, cross. I mean, the amount of times in that fight where he went like cross, 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 and then in the meantime, bang, hit by a hook, bang, hit by an uppercut, bang, hit to the body, and he just ate everything and just kept going. And dude, think about it, almost doing just that, he almost still won the fight, and then he arguably did, just doing this. So that's how good Esteban is.
Yeah.
So now, as I said, as I was going to mention real quick before we finish off this fight, if Quinlan was 13-2 and had fought in similar guys to Hawk Cross, maybe I'd choose him. But yeah, he's 25. We'll see. He's young. So next,
Both going Nasrat, but let's move on to
this
the
fight,
main card. We've got Alexander Rakic versus Azamat Mirzakhanov.
Oh, bro, the main card, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
I'm choosing Azamat
sort
to
of
win this
echo.
fight.
What?
I think I'm choosing Azamat to win this fight, and I think he can TKO Rakic.
I'm sort of kind of got to echo what you said in your breakdown that in terms of looks, Azamat Mirzakhanov looks like the 45-year-old kind of, I'm the 45-year-old, father of four that shows up at the bar with his beard, and he's a little drunk, and he's fat, and he stumbles to the door. And Alexander Rakic looks like an absolute, kickboxing world beater whose record is
he looked like what a champion should look like.
Yeah, he's 73-1, and he looks like he's just knocked out 45 straight cans, and he's dominating M1 Global. But the difference is, as you mentioned, Alexander Rakic hasn't won a fight in 4 years?
Yeah.
4 years. That's 20. Who was his last win? I don't know if you saw
Thiago Santos.
Thiago Santos. And we have to remember that's a Thiago Santos who I believe was, I think he was coming off the injury fight. I think that was the he was coming off the Glover fight, which was a 3rd round submission loss. The Glover, but that was still only 2 years away from when he fought John Jones, almost won on no legs. Not one leg, no legs.
Yeah, but then Rakic went in there after.
He's never been the same, Santos.
He fought Blachowicz and then fucking messed up his knee.
Yep.
And he hasn't been the same since. He was out for 2 years.
And he was winning that fight. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was beating John.
But it wasn't close though. Like, the first 2 rounds, he was he dominating him with strength? No, but he was massively outpointing Jan. Like massively outpointing to the point where it wasn't a 10-8, but in the 3rd round, dude, if he had survived to the last bell, he would have won the fight 3-0. He would have. Because he was fighting great. And it's unfortunate that happened because Similar to as I said with Santos. Santos has never recovered since he's won one fight since the John Jones fight, um, which was Johnny Walker, by the way. Um, um, which freaking makes that Johnny Walker win over John. Dude, this is a little tangent. The, I know that Jean Mignon isn't great, but I think that's the most baffling one of the entire year. I'm saying it. That's the most confusing win of the entire year. Like, and then that he broke the curse. Like, what the fuck, man? This year's making no sense. But yeah, man. Yeah, when it comes to Rocket, I mean, his fight with Ankalaev, we thought was competitive. The announcers, John Anik and DC didn't think so, which I disagree with. I thought it was competitive. I mean, I think he lost 2-1 clearly, but it was a competitive fight. But considering now, here's the problem. Here's the issue with Mirzakhanov. He is good. I do like him, but we have to look at who he's fought. And unfortunately, he's fought in pretty good names, but he's not fought in world championship names. If we look at who he's beaten, he knocked out Tafa on Nachuku, who's not in the UFC. He knocked out Devin Clark, who's not in the UFC. He defeated, he couldn't finish Dustin Jacoby, which if you could finish him, you're a world beater. If not, you're still good. Now, I'm not saying that he can't be. Now, he had a very great winner over Alonzo Menafield, who's, meh, dumb at best. And unfortunately for him, he got a short notice Brenton Riviera. Who was he supposed to fight at
Johnny Walker?
Johnny Walker, which would have been good because it would have given the common opponent with Rakic. Because Rakic defeated Johnny Walker, right? I think so. Maybe not, but still. So I'm gonna go with Mirzakhanov. But here's the thing: actually, no, I don't think he did defeat him, but still. Dude, is it possible that Rakic is able to have one last good fight and show the ability that he showed 3 or 4 years ago? Yeah, it is. But Mirzakhanov is now the only thing I'll say, dude. This is one of the fights I'm very interested, similar to you, to watch the face-off because the reach and height are substantial.
Yeah,
Rakic is 6'4", Mirzakhanov's 5'10", and Mirzakhanov's reach is 71.5. Rakic is 78, and the 71.5 is probably a reach by the people on top. I think it's less than that. So he's got almost 7 inches in reach, and he's got 6 inches in height. That is an difficult factor. Now, yes, Ribeiro, he was 6'1", but 6'1" and 6'4" is a big difference. So it's going to be interesting, because really for me, Mirzakhanov is going to win this fight. If he gets inside, he's going to win. He's going to win this fight. He's proven he's a great inside fighter, but if Alexander Rakic can show up as he needs to save his career pretty much, because, dude, if he loses this fight, he might get cut.
Yeah, there's a solid chance.
Because unfortunately for him, he is a name, but, dude, if you went to Serbia, nobody, I'm sure he has fans there, but it's not like that player. It's not like Yuri when Yuri goes back to Prague. Oh, it's Yuri, he's not that. He's fought in big names, but he's not defeated many big names. That's his problem. Is that he's fought in the big names, he hasn't defeated them.
I mean, he was beating Yuri before Yuri said, "Okay, let's go for that."
Yeah, but let's be honest. How many times did it happen with Yuri? Pretty much all the time.
He's done that to fucking
everybody, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: he submitted Glover with no fucking hooks in. Let's not forget that. Yeah, now. Yeah. As you mentioned, when you said no, it was because Glover shot with a fucking stupid ghillie, but still.
Yeah, I'm choosing Azamat as well.
Yeah.
Rakic, I did view as the dark horse once before he fought Jan Blachowicz, and then he blew his knee out and it destroyed him. And then he came back, fought Yuri, was beating Yuri, and then Yuri knocked him.
I think the truth of the matter is, dude, if he had defeated Blachowicz, that was 2022, correct?
He would have got the title shot, dude.
And here's the problem: we don't know now. Considering what we know about Ankalaev now, the way that Rakic was winning, the way he was fighting really good. I'm not saying he would have won, but he would have looked a lot better than when he fought him the last year, in my opinion. I'm not saying he would have beaten Ankalaev, but you know, unfortunately, who knows, right? We have no idea. We have no clue.
Yeah,
So, but you gotta go with Azamat for sure.
yeah. Rakic misses strikes.
Muzakov is 36, but he doesn't look like his age is affecting him, which is really the case with most Russians. Most
Yeah,
Russians age never affects them anyway. You know, but we'll see. I love Murzakov's nickname, bro. The Professional. That's just a good
the
name.
professional, the
I mean,
professional.
that's a good name. The Professional Azamat Murzakanov. That's how
Yeah,
Bruce should say it. Bruce should not go like Kanov. He should like Murzakanov. Just say it light, very calm and subtle. He's a professional. He's
yeah.
a pro.
Well, I'm both choosing Azamat. I think Azamat can TKO Rakic by the third round. So
I do think that is possible. I think it is also possible that Rakic can survive 3 rounds against Murzakanov if
yeah,
Murzakanov,
100%.
and I think the only way that happens is if he can't get inside most of the fight and is forced to kind of do outside fighting. But we'll see, because that's the only way Rakic has any chance is keep it on the outside, which
Yeah,
will unfortunately not be, which means he'll have to win a decision. But who knows?
yeah.
All right, here we go.
Let's move on. We got
Okay, so I'm gonna say
Alexander
this. Yep.
Volkov
Mhm.
versus Jalton Almeida.
So I'm gonna say this once, and I'll say it for the main event. 321 should say Tom Aspinall versus Alexander Volkov 2. That's what it should say. You know it, I know it. In terms of whoever won the Volkan fight gets the
Oh, what's
title
up,
fight,
Kyle?
it should be. Hey, Kyle, what's up, bro? We're on Volkan Almeida, so we're on a good fighter versus a fucking piece of shit bum. I fucking, dude, I still hate Jonathan Almeida. I know Curtis Blades wiped the floor with him, but I'll never forgive him for sitting on Derek in Rio for 5 rounds. Why did he have to do that? He could have submitted him. Fine, submit him. That's what DC did. He sat on Derek and submitted him. Fine. Just get him out of there. Don't force Derek to sit there for 5 rounds and waste time when he could be banging his wife. When he could be banging his wife, you prevented that, Jalton. She already got in the plane, or she left. Thanks to you, Jalton. Derek didn't get laid because of you. And because of that, he beat her up after. I'm kidding.
Kyle says he can't stand Almeida as well.
Yeah, I can't stand him. And here's the thing with Volkov, dude. I'm not sure if you caught it, Kyle, but I said that. Were you with us, Kyle, when Volkov got robbed against Gane? Because what card was that on? When Volkov
That
got
was
robbed against
310.
310. I think you were. I think he was he with us?
That was December.
No. Wait. No. He was there for 303, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
no,
forget.
he wasn't
Oh no, no,
there.
no. The 310 was when we were with that was with the rest of the boys though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Pantoja versus
That
Aspinall.
was the night. That was the night that Gabe said, "Yeah, let her peg me," about some girl he knew who's a fighter.
Yeah.
We're like, "Whoa!" Oh, but you know what? It was that fight. It was the Gane Volkov fight. Remember, we both were like, "What the fuck he just say?"
Yeah.
I'm shout out to Gabe, man. How you doing, bro? Shout out to Gabe. Uh, I just found out he had his like third or fourth smoker and he won by knockout. Good for Gabe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he should fight. He should fight Talis Smythe.
He better.
The battle for Team Evo. The battle for Team Evo.
Right.
But yeah, man. This pay-per-view should be Alexander Volkov getting his first chance at a world title. It
Yeah,
should be.
you know what's even worse about that?
What?
After that fight, you remember Dana went up to
Oh
Volkov
yeah.
said,
Oh, I know.
You got fucking robbed. We're gonna take care of you." And what's he do? He puts him on the same card as Cyril Gane, the guy who robbed him.
Okay, well.
So he gets to watch Cyril Gane get another title shot while he gets to fight another contender.
Well. Here's it. In a Dana White sort of promoter way, he is taking care of him. He's giving him a chance to fight for a world title next. If he beats Almeida and destroys him, like I think he's going, or at least I hope he is, what happens? And to be honest, if you're Volkov, you want Gane to fight and win, because then you can beat him. You know that you did beat him in the second fight. You know that you eventually won that fight, if not for fucking the worst referee or the worst judge in the history of civilization, Adelaide fucking Berg, fucking bitch. I dude, there was a British there was a British referee judge called Steve Gray. Then the guys on the channel about boxing on the guys at the Proper Boxing podcast. I left like, Steve Gray, get in the fucking bin, Steve. Get in the bin. And I'm sitting there going, Adelaide Berg, get in the grave, you fucking bitch. I can't stand her. Bro, she ruined this fight. She ruined Triple G and fucking Canelo. Yeah, thank God she hasn't ruined any other big UFC fights that we know of.
I'll break down this fight, Caxican. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got carried away.
I understand.
I know. It's really bad, bad trauma. Boxing trauma.
PTSD.
Yeah, badly. This is a fight where I really want Volkov to win. And I think he's going to win, but here's the deal, Volkov. The only way I think he loses this fight is if he doesn't fight aggressive. There's a couple times, and I'm not saying Almeida is going to fight the way that Gane fought when they fought the first time, Volkov and Gane. But there's a couple times where Volkov just kind of like stays on the back foot and doesn't do anything, which I don't think is going to happen. I do think that he realizes this is it for Volkov. If he does, let's say for sake of argument, dude, that Jonathan Almeida takes him down and submits him, right? Which is more likely he sits on him for 3 rounds, which is a real possibility. We have to admit that. It's a real possibility Jonathan comes out there and sits on him and then stands up and goes, I've had for title. And then Dana's like, because the truth of the matter is whoever wins the main event, if they fight Volkov, it's going to be an exciting fight, right?
Yeah.
If Volkov wins this fight, if he fights Tom.
Bro, you see Volkov this week with the fucking hair?
Dude, he looks like, dude, I'm telling you, dude, he looks like Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn is alive.
You're fucking right, dude. He's becoming Qui-Gon.
He survived. Dude, he survived.
Bro, he's so... Survived. Dude, I love...
Somehow he got burned alive on Naboo.
Bro, I love Volkov. He's so humble. Yeah. He's so awesome.
I mean, the only thing I'll say is, why the fuck do you have to be friends with the fucking dumpling guy? Like, come on. Like, bro.
Yeah.
A lot like, bro, I get he's Russian.
We have the dumpling... from Russia.
Dude, honestly, it felt like he just met Dumpling that day. He was like, "Hey, it's Dumpling," and he's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Oh, hello, Dumpling.
Because I guarantee you, if you went to Moscow and they go, "I was in Volkov," oh yeah, we love him, bro. You're absolutely devastated because I'm used to seeing that video of all the fans in Moscow when Derek knocked him out, and they're like, "Oh no," and they're all like devastated. None of those guys know who fucking Dumpling is. Only Dana White and his fucking little fucking his ball boys.
Yeah.
Fucking Dumpling is. Dumpling status, Dumpling power slap. That's probably happening tonight, isn't it?
I don't know.
Fucking joke. What a joke. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. I'm gonna go with Volkov. See, what would be great is if he knocks him out even worse than Curtis Blades did. And it's just like 40 seconds in, he hits him with like a fucking little, small looping left, and Almeida stumbles, and Volkov's like, okay, I guess he's dead, and just beats the fuck out of him for a minute and then finishes him. And then we'll be like, oh, thank God. But, I think the only guy that could provide a grappling issue for Tom Aspinall is Jonathan Almeida. Because as much as we don't like him, he's a very high-level grappler. His ability to control and move is great. I don't know if he'll beat Tom on the ground, but he at least is someone new for Tom on the ground. On the feet, obviously, it's a joke. But that's the only thing. But I think Volkov's going to win. I probably got him second round TKO.
I'm going. This is a 1-5 I'm going back and forth on. It's a bit tough.
Okay, so don't let me just ask you one question. It's totally okay if you pick Jonathan. I just want to know if you're picking Jonathan, that you're picking him because he's going to sit on top of him, right, and control him.
No, I think if Jonathan wins, he submits him.
Okay, well, yeah.
I think since
I think we can both agree, though. We can both agree that Jonathan is not going to win this fight in the feet, right? Obviously not. There's no way because Volkov is one of the best.
Only if he gets in the clinch and gets him against the fence.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. Volkov has struggled a lot in the clinch over the years. That's always been Volkov's weak point. But in the clinch against Gane, he looked pretty good. But zero.
Like since the Curse Wade loss, I mean, he's only had 2 fights since it, but he's been more active looking for a finish, it seems. But Volkov also has been
Yeah,
using
but dude, who the fuck
his
is Alexander
length.
Romanov? Alexander Romanov's a fucking can, and Sergey Spivak is, he's okay.
Dude, Volkov beat Romanov 4 fights ago. What are you talking about?
The 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 Dumpton Almeida defeated Romanov.
So did Volkov.
I know. The Don't call Romanov a can.
He's also got freaking Volkov also beat Tai Tuivasa. Let's be honest, Tai Tuivasa is a can.
I'm all right, dude. All right, I think we're confused. I'm calling Romanov a can, right? He's a can.
Yeah, he's a can, but you're
Yeah,
saying
that's all I'm saying.
that Jelton beat him, but so did Volkov. They have the same
No,
move.
no, all right, all right. I'm not okay. No, no. All right, you're getting confused. So yeah, dude. All right, let me make clear. I wasn't. I wasn't congratulating Jalton on the win. I'm saying that he beat a can in Romanov. That's all I'm saying. It sucks. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we're on the same page. We're on the same page. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think we're confusing each other. It's okay. We're moving on. It's okay. Yes.
I
Yes, he did
think
beat him.
I think I mean I can see a path where Volkov comes in, wins, and finally gets that title shot that's eluded him for so long. And honestly, I'd love for him to get the title shot against
Well, he's been so close because it was clear if he had beaten Derek,
no God,
you know,
yeah, he would have had it.
he would have gotten it. He would have gotten it because didn't Derek fight? I think Derek fought DC after that, correct?
Yeah,
Where is it? The loss to Derek Lewis. So it's 2018. Derek after he beat. What was it? Stop lagging. Yeah. Every beat Volkov, he fought DC. So and he was at the time he was beating. Volkov was destroying everybody, and he beat Derek's ass for 2 rounds. But it's just unfortunate, you know.
I'm gonna
If you look
pick.
at his losses, I mean, if you look at his losses since the Derek Lewis fight, he has, the second fight to Gane, which was a robbery, he won.
Yeah,
You know, you know, his fight against Tom Aspinall. It's Tom Aspinall. He's a heavyweight champion of the world. Uh, yeah. The first fight against Gane, I think he was so hesitant for some reason, and he didn't do anything. And that's when Gane was actually good and actually did shit. Uh, and then the fight against Curtis Blades, Curtis just kind of sat on him for most of the fight, really. So, is it possible that Almeida can do that? I guess he is, because this is how sad this division is, dude. At 34 years old, Jonathan Almeida is on the young side of all these heavyweights. The young side. This division fucking stinks. It fucking stinks, dude. This division fucking stinks because
I've been telling you this for months.
The third best fighter in this division is Alexander Volkov. Or, to be honest,
this fight
whoever wins this
determines it.
fight. Yeah, it's whoever wins this fight is the third best heavyweight in the world. Maybe number 2, but who knows? I mean, it's frustrating, man.
I think Almeida is gonna have to, push him against the fence and get him down, make it dirty.
This is a one little tangent thing, dude. You know me with like fixing fights. You know how I think that there's stuff behind the scenes. I know that you don't believe as much as me in that, but dude, think about it. If the UFC, if the UFC knew that John Jones was just playing footsie and was never going to fight it, and they were just kind of putting it on, hoping he might change his mind. Maybe that's why they gave Gane the robbery because unfortunately for Volkov, a second fight with Tom, it'd be more competitive, but he'd still lose. And the first fight wasn't competitive. He got straight. He got submitted so quickly. So unfortunately, in terms of what on paper looks competitive, it is obviously a fight with Gane instead of Volkov. That's what I think happened. But whatever. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm picking Almeida, but
oh, you are? Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
I'm thinking I made it. I think he gets it
Uh,
done. I want Volkov
see,
one. It's just
here's the thing with that. Like
I'm
that
gonna
definitely
needs to
could
get
happen.
close though, because as of late, Volkov has been using his height and his reach really well.
Here's one. Here, I'll say one more thing, dude. This fight is going to come down to one thing. It's going to come down to if Volkov can establish his jab. Because
Yeah,
when his jab is on, he's fucking really good. And which pissed me off about the Gane fight because he jabbed Gane's face off and he still fucking got robbed. Ridiculous. Fucking
it was
LA work.
bullshit. Yeah, but we're on opposite sides of this fight. But let's move on.
Yeah, I get why you're picking him though. I get it.
Yeah,
It
move
just
on.
it sucks for Volkov, dude, because like this would be pretty much this would be the third time that he's gotten within one fight of a title shot and gotten beat. And it
Yeah,
just like that, that's pretty much the end of his career, to be honest with you, dude. You
but
know, because you did, bro. His birthday was on Tuesday. He just turned 37.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right, next fight. This is, I mean, this is so. I'm not sure if I said this to you earlier today, but I don't think I could hate a guy more than I hate Umar Nurmagomedov because the balls on this entitled fucking rich little fucking shit to fucking sit there and be like, yeah, I don't care about Morab. I want the belt. I want the belt. And dude, the amount of dick sucking, dude, I have full respect for Abu Dhabi, a ton of respect for the place and the people and the culture. But the and I'm not blaming Umar for this. It is all Khabib's fault because Khabib is so renowned and respected. I'm yeah, let's be honest. I've heard people say that he's the closest thing to a prophet that they have right now in the Muslim world. He pretty much is with all his great stuff with his triumph over Connor. He pretty much is right. He's a fucking prophet, pretty much. For those people. And but the fact that Umar, just because of the fucking name, just because of the name, yeah, he's had a couple good wins. That's it. You take out Corey, there's fucking nobody, dude. There's nobody. If you take out Corey, Mario Batista, has a better resume, I think. If you take out the fight to Corey, even with it, I think he might. And I just can't fucking stand, dude, how he's fucking and all these people go, yes, and dude, that press conference, the only time they ever were allowed was for Umar, for nobody else. Then right? They
Well,
were quiet
there's
for
the
everybody.
Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, Tommy
Okay,
Aspinall.
yeah, but but dude, he's okay. But besides that, he's the heavyweight champion and the main event,
Bro,
obviously.
I'll
But
I'll I'll still mention the press conference after we finish breaking down the fights, but
yeah, same. Yeah, that's a good point. It just and everyone's like, yes, Omar, yes, we love you, yes, and I'm like, bleh, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna fucking blow my brains out. And I just like, dude, and I don't like Mario. I don't like him, but I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. I hope he fucking knocks him out in the first minute. I hope that fucking Umar looks like shit and Khabib cries. I love Khabib, but I hope be honest, I hope he goes in the back and smashes his head and cuts his head open. Because I just can't I can't stand them. And I'm separating Islam. I'm separating Islam from that. Because he's not of the family. I know he trains and he's close, but
well,
he's not of the
he's not gonna be there in
well,
my corner.
well, yeah, because he's preparing to die. In New
He's
York.
already in New York, dude.
Dude, I gotta be honest. That's gonna be the most delusional fighters lounge we're ever gonna do in the history of our
Yeah,
channel, future and
yeah.
past, present. Do you want to do it at the lake house or do you want to do it before? Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. So I mean, if it isn't obvious enough, I'm picking Mario Batista. And yes, Umar is probably going to win, but I can't fucking stand him. And just because he's supposed to be good, here's what pissed me off even more. When they announced him, this is a fighter who fights for his legacy of his name. And his last fight, he pushed the world championship to the brink. The break, Barab was dancing and laughing afterwards, and Umar was going to the brink. Umar got pushed to the brink of fucking giving up. The brink. I'm done. Break it down. Mario wins. I'm getting a drink.
All right. Now that we got biased sides, I'm picking Umar to win this fight. I will say I do like Mario's confidence. He's very confident in himself. He holds himself in high regard, and he thinks he can do a lot. I like that. That's gonna help him, and I think on the feet
He's
he
gonna.
will
He's
he
gonna
will
do it.
give Umar some trouble. But let's
Umar
be
fucking
honest, dude.
stinks.
Let's be honest.
Umar fucking sucks.
That Murab fight is closer than you like to admit,
Oh, I know. Yeah, you could get.
and
Yeah, I
Umar
know.
is still the only guy who can ever beat Murab. I'm going to go down on that. There's only one man who can beat Murab because he's the only one who could ever
All
match
right.
that pace.
All right. So when it comes to what you just said, I do agree with that. The problem is, dude, if they fight again, Rob's going to be even better.
Yeah, but we gotta remember, Rob had a
And
fucking his leg was gone basically. He had that nasty cut, nasty staff.
well, dude, let's be honest. He had. Let's be honest. It seems a lot like. Well, let's be honest. When he fought, when he fought Corey, there was no staff, and you said to me, I'm like, oh, I'm concerned. I got worried, and you used that as like a pro Corey thing to scare me, and it kind of worked for a bit. You fucking dick. I'm like, oh fuck, he's got staff because he's been on staff since he fought fucking like. Cody Stamen and he's murdered everybody. I'm like, oh man, yeah, Rob. Because dude, one thing I said to you when he fought Sean, I'm like, bro, I think staff is a superpower. He gets staff and he gets stronger. It doesn't hurt him. It makes him better. Dude, he had nasty staff when he fought Umar. It was all over. His leg was fucked, and he was at 90%, and Umar apparently was 120%. Oh my god, dude. Yes,
Well, they
I
keep
was
saying the
close.
broken hand too,
What?
because Umar broke his hand in like the second round or third round.
Status. Okay, broken hand. Oh yeah. Well, guess what? Fucking Cheeto's bitch ass popped his finger back in. Why can't Umar do that? Put your hand back in, you fucking puss.
Yeah, well, I don't want to
Yes,
talk. I don't want to talk much
yes.
about this fight because I don't like him. Like, but I'm choosing Umar to win by decision. I don't think he
Mario
finishes
is
Mario.
going to win this fight, and he is going to win decision. And listen to me. If he does win, I'm going to look at you and go, I fucking know it. Umar's a can. He's done. Because here's the thing that I think we have to consider, dude. When you have a fight here's the thing. When you fight Marab, you're changed. Every guy who's fought Marab, I guarantee when Sean comes back, Sean is he might be better in some areas, but he's going to be a little less in others. When you fight Marab, you become a little less than because you are pushed to the point where you want to die when you're in there with him. All right, that's what Coney Stamen said. He goes, bro, in that third round, I wanted to kill myself. Every guy fucking thinks that. That's why Sean tapped. And, at the time of the Heat Chicken, it was probably a smart decision because he would have gotten beat for another, 2 rounds. So it was a tight submission too, besides the fact. But, dude, here is my hope. I'm hoping that Umar inside is a little less than he was when he fought Marab. If that's the case, I think Mario's definitely going to win. Now, yes, if we put everything together, stats, he's a great striker, all these things, he should beat Mario. Now, here's the thing, though, dude. If I'm going to pick Umar, I'm picking him by a close decision. I'm not picking him to destroy Mario. And here's the thing. He's going to fight probably a similar fight to how we beat Corey, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of assumes that. Based on what he said at the press conference, okay, hey, put on a show. And the ball's on him to go, hey, yeah, Dana, this is a fight, right? I'm looking at the fight come on, right? And of course, Dana can't say no. He's in fucking Abu Dhabi. They're going to assassinate it. If that was in America, he'd be like, all right, yeah, ha ha ha, next question. He asked me something. He's fucking Prince, dude. He's Prince Umar. He's Prince Umar. Status. What the name? Oh yeah. One quick thing. I did say someone in the chat called. I remember when Khabib was talking to fucking Henry, and he's like, "As one more country, Japan." Remember he said that?
Japan.
Japan, dude. I saw someone call him Khabib Nurmagomedov. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
Khabib Nurmagomedov. I was like, Nurmagomedov,
Bro,
dude.
because the way he said it
Everyone,
is so fucking elegant. It's just
what?
like it's like, and there is one more country,
Well, Japan.
Japan.
I know. Well, dude, have you seen the one where they played the New Oriental music?
Yeah.
It's like Japan, and dude, he said that like in fear, in fear. He's like, Japan is coming, and Henry's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I never." The
Well,
grapple
that
like,
was
dude,
right before the Asakura versus Pantoja fight, and
yeah, well, that didn't age well.
then
Well. I think we agree that Khabib wasn't talking about Kai. He was
no.
talking about guys like Tyra, Nakamura, who are really good grapplers themselves. He was not about Kai, but
Yeah,
still,
but we're
I'm
both
going
on
with
opposite
Batista.
sides
Done.
for this fight. Yeah,
Mar Batista done. Lock it in.
Umar
Lock it
Nurmagomedov.
in.
All right, let's move on. Co-main event for the vacant strawweight title. We've got Verna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern.
That's all.
Oh, Mackenzie
Status.
Dern.
Iraq. I gotta say, there's one guy watching Kyle Varev who does appreciate a nice comeback. Kyle. And to be honest, bro, at most of the events, she's been hiding them because they're so big. Oh, bro, you know why she probably has to? Dude, it's because they're in Abu Dhabi and they'd be like, yeah, you can't show it off too much.
Oh yeah, probably.
That's probably why. You know what? This fight should have been in Miami, and she would have been fucking naked of Ilya's new ex-wife. Oh man, Miami girl, bro, what you doing, Ilya? The one time the Elk Boys were right, it's fucking Ilya.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ, bro. I don't know about later, but man, Gaethje's fucking dead. Or I mean, if it's Patty, maybe not, but Gaethje, if he fights him, is dead. All right, Mackenzie Dern, Vera Jandiroba. To be honest, dude, I think Dern's gonna knock her out because I know that both of them are saying it's gonna be MMA fight, it's gonna be some grappling, some striking. I think that Mackenzie Dern is gonna try her. It's gonna try to knock her out. So I know I'm not comparing Verna and Luke Rockhold, but I think she's gonna try to catch her with a shot coming on the way in, the way Bisping knocked out Rockhold, because it worked for Jason Perillo once, it can work again. Verna does not guard her chin. She is very durable, though. I'll give her credit. She's very, very durable. And she could win this fight. But as you mentioned in your breakdown, the UFC needs Mackenzie Dern. I mean, no offense to Verna, but you saw what they did to her in the video description for the media day. Verna Jandiroba and his opponent. All right, we're not judging genders here.
It's wrong. What's this doing?
Everyone was saying that, and I'm like, fucking Christ. I'm like, as soon as I said that, I saw Chewy. I'm like, fucking Chewy. Just fucking do that on our channel. All right, have fun. See ya. Done. Achoo. Don't say that on a fucking channel. It's fucking. He's a can. He's a can waiting to happen. As I've said, dude, UFC needs Mackenzie Dern to win this fight.
She's back training with Jason Perillo.
What?
She's back training with Jason Perillo for this camp.
Yeah. So what was the fight she stopped trading with him for? Was it her last two, or was it?
It might have been after the Angela. Might have been for the Andrade fight, because then she had all those problems with her fucking ex-boyfriend or something.
The Antonio Trocoli. Yeah, because he tried to take over her. He tried to take over her camp, and then what?
Kyle said she may look like a bulldog, but that rack is fire.
I gotta say, Kyle, before she got knocked out by Jessica Andrade, she did look a little better. But that knockout definitely didn't help because now you can tell she's gotten a couple facelifts. It's pretty obvious. She's got some Tupperware in there, which is she still looks pretty good, but it makes sense. Obviously,
Verna probably wins this fight, but I think I'm gonna choose Dern.
Dude, if we're just looking at resumes and skills, yeah, it's Verna, right? Pretty clearly.
Yeah.
All the stuff they get, but that's on paper though. We don't know because if because their first fight was when Mackenzie was, she was coming off a couple fights after her loss to Hebos, and This was before the Marina loss and the Anjanon loss. And yes, Mackenzie has probably, in the recent 5 years, Mackenzie probably has fought in the better competition in the last 5 years. Overall, it's probably still Verna. But it's interesting, man, because as we said to each other when this fight got announced, obviously, in terms of, like, in terms of earning it, Virna, she earned a shot against Wei Li. If Wei Li was still here, it wouldn't be Mackenzie, right?
Oh yeah,
It wouldn't be. And this is why the
Whaley's
UFC was like,
chasing greatness, and
this is
Mackenzie
why
Dern
the
got
UFC
lucky.
was like, hey Whaley, like, Valentina is gonna be done soon. Like, you might as well go up. And they kind of kept pushing that behind the scenes, and
Well,
they
let's
go,
be honest. Who else would have Verna fought?
yeah, she would have fought Tatiana if Tatiana had looked better against Whaley, but she got destroyed. So there's
Yeah,
that she looked pretty bad against
it's
fucking
tiny
Mouse.
time.
Toddy time. We looked at each other. We're like,
We'll see.
it's still Wei
Whaley
Li time,
time.
motherfucker. It's still Zhang time, bitch. And dude, bro, that was the greatest moment. Not the greatest moment, dude. She after she goes, Aussie, 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 and the crowd's like, okay, yeah, like,
Oi,
dude,
oi, oi.
bro, I swear to God, if she knocks out Valentina and she's like, New York City, we're like, ah, dude, I'm gonna be on the chair going like, yeah. Dude, would you be mad if I took some things, went like this, and then brought a flag? I'm kidding. Kyle's like,
No.
Kyle's like, fucking cheek.
I'm picking
Yeah,
Dern.
Because here's the thing. If the UFC is scripted, she's gonna win this fight by finish. Mackenzie Dern. She's gonna win this fight by finish. If it's up in the air, who knows? But I'll go Mackenzie Dern. And dude, I love how Topology.
Verna also gasses a bit.
This is why Topology is great. Topology has her country of origin as America. She was born in America. She's not Brazilian. Her dad's Megaton Diaz. I get it, and she can claim Brazilian American. But the UFC is always going to allow her to have the Brazilian flag. It's totally fine. People in Brazil like her, but even they would admit she's not a dumb. Virna said a couple weeks ago that Mackenzie can represent the country, but I live there. End the fucking story. Mackenzie Dern's gonna win, but who knows?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're finally here. The UFC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Tommy Aspinall versus Cyril Gane, or actually Cyril Gabe. You see that too?
Cyril Gabe.
Dude, I swear to God, if he wins now because of that fucking typo, that is the most prophecy shit that doesn't involve you ever.
Bro, if he wins.
Ever, dude, bro, you said it perfectly in the breakdown. If he wins, this division's dead and buried. It is dead, and I mean, it's already in the grave. The only thing happening is Tom Aspinall is the gravedigger, and he's trying to get out of the grave. He's trying to climb. And Gane and everybody else trying to pull him back down. Ugh.
Well, let's be honest. If Gane wins, Alex is moving up and beating Gane.
And here's the thing. He's going to move up, and he's going to knock Gane out in the first round.
Yeah, and we're going to get a triple champ.
And guess what? Bro, you know who's coming back if that happens. He's coming back, dude.
He better stay.
He's gonna have, dude.
He better stay fucking far away. He better go fucking hit another pregnant woman. He better go snort some coke.
I hate to be the guy to bring this up, but you fucking know it's true. You know he's Bones the Troll, and if Gane wins, you have to admit it. He's gonna come back, and Cyril's gonna want to avenge himself, and then he'll beat him, and then Alex will come up. And then Tom will get some wins together, and then John will be done. John's never going to fight Tom Aspinall, but he'll fight anybody but Tom Aspinall. You know why? Because he's Johnny Trolley. He's Johnny Troll Bones Jones. And he wants
Yeah, well, guess what? He's also a fucking twink.
Dude, I'm not arguing that.
Bro, you see
you
see him hanging out with Hasbulla?
What?
You see him hanging out with Hasbulla?
Yeah, I did see that.
And then he fucking popped the boner.
Well, no, he said that. He didn't. We didn't see it.
Well, you saw Hasbulla. He's like, oh my God, oh, what the fuck? Oh.
Well, yeah, but I mean, who knows? I don't know.
He's probably like, oh God, John's gonna pick me up and manhandle me.
Yeah, that's John for you. That fucking dumb that Russian guy who beat him in the amateurs. You see that how he fought him and they like started kissing everybody. That's John for you.
Closeted gay
I
man,
am the
but
first. I am the first. I am the first Christian champion, and we're sitting there in New York going like, "What the fuck was he ever?" I remember you looked at me and you're like, you said to me, "You're like, bro, you went like this. You're like, what the fuck, Christian who?" You're like, who?
what?
Well, I
Since
remember
when?
you said that. And guess what Juliana said? Christian Turner? I'm like, oh, I'm like, remember that? He's like, Christian Turner. I'm like, oh my
Christian
God, here
Turner.
we go. Here we go. Christian Turner, status, no
But I'm
problem.
choosing Tommy Aspinall to get this fight
Yeah,
done.
I mean, here's the thing, dude. He should win, and here's what I would like. I would like it to be a third round or fourth round submission. We need to see Tom get some rounds. We need to see it.
Well, have you
Here's what
seen
Tom
the
should do.
pictures of?
Tom should, dude, in the first round, if he feels Cyril is a pushover, Tom, just fucking carry him to the third. Please just carry him. Give us some footage on rounds
Bro,
so
have
we
you
don't
have you
have to keep
seen Cyril
asking
this
you
week?
deep waters question. What?
Have you seen Cyril this week?
I mean, I've seen him talk. Why?
Well, did you see his media day photos?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, he's fucking massive.
He's
He
huge.
is in incredible shape for this fight.
He is. But he was incredible shape for Francis, and he got taken down by Francis because the one thing you said in your video, dude, is he's always had the talent. He always has. He's his talent
That
wise
yeah,
is off the
that's what
charts.
pisses
He's
me off
probably
about him.
dude. He's probably more talented overall than Tom in terms of just striking. Maybe everything you need, dude. But you said it. It's not here. It's here. It's up here.
Bro, he's got it pisses me off so much because he could be one of the greatest, and he's got
It could
all
be
this talent.
100%.
He's lazy. When he
The people
fought
are
Jones at
saying it's because he's
285,
French. It's not because he's French. I mean, it doesn't help, but it's not because he's French. If he was American, it's just who he is. He spent the
he also
last fuck.
needs to leave that fucking Coach Ferdinand.
Yeah, Fernando Lopez. He's a terrible coach.
He's
Yeah, because
awful.
because dude, I know how much you hate Rodriguez's coach Mornay Vizier, but he's way better than that fucking guy. That guy fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Fernando Lopez is a terrible coach. He's awful.
but
We'll see. I Here's what I'm hoping. I do hope that Gane, really pushes Tom, and it's now what would be it wouldn't be as bad as Gane winning, but what would be bad is if it is which I don't think it will be. Is a close 5 round fight and Tom barely wins 3-2, which probably won't happen. It's
well,
what should happen is Tom should destroy him in the first 3 rounds. We don't know.
Gane's like build and his style, like how he moves around the cage,
It's,
is all
it's
built to
perfect.
frustrate Tom.
It is, but as you mentioned, now here's the thing: the only time we've ever saw Gone composed and perfect was to be honest, was the first time he fought Volkov. Yeah, maybe the Derek fight, but that had more to do with I think Derek's style than anything really.
Yeah, well,
Um,
he doesn't. He's not aggressive. He's not like you look at the open workouts. There's no intensity like the other fighters.
I didn't watch those because I think those were
Mackenzie
all fake.
Dern
Anyway.
shows more intensity in open workouts than Cyril
Well,
Gane.
here's the thing, dude. This is one thing about workouts. I've never liked them because it's just a show for the fans. It's just a fan show. So
Well,
I take
even
no stock
that, and even
into.
in his fights, there's no intensity. Like the only
Oh
time
yes,
I've seen him like
I agree.
really lock in and be intense
It was
is
against
after
Ty.
Tai Tuivasa knocked him down.
Well. Yeah. There's two factors to that. One, he was at home in Paris, so so he's got his crowd to lift him back up. Which, if this fight was in Paris, dude, I think Gane would have a better chance because when he fights in Paris, I think he's, you know, most of his brain stuff goes away and he just kind of feeds off the crowd because as lazy as he is, he's not lazy when he fights in Paris. The, Before Ty knocked him down, he was fighting well. He wasn't aggressive, but he was fighting very very tactically well. But he picked it up after Ty hurt him, obviously. But it's just, dude, as you mentioned, he's all the talent in the world. But
He's
here's
lazy,
the
dude.
if you took his mind out and you put any top like if you put here's the thing, if you took Volkov's, because I think Volkov has one of the best fight IQs in the sport. It's just his problem is, sometimes his body lets him down, sometimes he can't push, you know what I mean? He gets hurt sometimes, or you lose fights. You take his mind, you put in Cyril, that's the perfect heavyweight fighter right now. You know what I mean? Especially too quick to beat Tom. But yeah, man, I'm gonna pick Tom Aspinall, second round submission. So
Yeah, I'm picking Tom win two. I think he gets out of the first. But I think
here's what I
ultimately
think, dude. I fucking hope it gets out of the first. I hope it's not a first round submission, because then guess what?
we know
There's no
nothing still.
incentive for anybody to fight fucking Tom. What's the fucking point?
Just hope to God that Jalton wins and we get somebody new. That's the only hope.
Because here's the thing: if Jalton wins, he's gonna hold Tom for 2 rounds. Now he will lose, obviously, but he's gonna find a way to somehow get Tom on the ground, and everyone's gonna go, "Oh my God, Jalton took him down!" And then in the 3rd round, he'll get up, he'll knock Jalton out, and then he leaves. Simple. But at least Jalton will take him to the 3rd. I fucking hope so. Now, I think it's obvious, that if Cyril Gane, somehow doesn't show up, on Saturday, Tom Aspinall says, "Hey, no heavyweights but Chris Barnett," because Chris Barnett, as we know with that video when John Jones became champion, there's always one heavyweight that everyone's afraid of, and it's Chris Barnett. Obviously, he's the best in the world. Tom's never gonna fight him, as well as Derek.
Bro, this is the duality of heavyweight. We got these 2 in shape heavyweights, and then you look at Hamdi versus Chris.
I know. It's fucking.
It's a duality of heavyweight.
It's a really duality.
It's awful,
dude. Because here's the thing, bro. Volkov and Almeida are both in shape too. They really are.
Yeah, those 4 are the in shape guys. Everyone else.
And then you look at Hamdi and fucking Chris, fucking slobs.
Oh my God.
But one slob is the best heavyweight on planet Earth.
That's right, and he's gonna get done. He's gonna get
I swear to God, if he fucking knocks out that head kick, I'm gonna pick you up and be like, Simba! Oh my God, dude. Yeah, but dude, if Cyril Gane wins at this point, dude, honestly, if Cyril Gane wins, Dana's gonna get a call from Paramount. Hey Dana, we're gonna have to opt out of this one. We're gonna have to opt out of this one, Dana. Go with Rumble or something. And then, that'd be crazy if Dana and no, and Dana's like this, and he puts the fucking. If Cyril Gane wins, it's gonna be Maynard putting the fucking belt. Yeah, bro, Dana's not, dude. I mean, the amount of shit that John would give just Dana for doing that. Oh my God. And that's the only reason I want Cyril to win, is I kind of want to see how much John trolls the UFC. I kind of want to see it. Because it would be absolute war between him and the fans. Because the fans would try to protect Tom and protect the UFC. It wouldn't work, though. It wouldn't work. John would win that. He'd win the media war. It's fucking hilarious. I know that behind the screen, I can't see you. I know you're like, fucking shut up about fucking John. I hate that fucking guy. I get it. But
he's a cocksucker.
Cocksucker.
He shows he has no value in the UFC anymore. Not even Dana wants his ass.
Dude, he has value as long as one fighter wants to fight him. And Alex Pereira does, so he has value. As soon as Alex doesn't want him, yes, you're right. But if Alex wants him, he still has value, dude. All right, but yeah, it's obviously Tom Aspinall. Hopefully he fucking wins. Hopefully. Here's the problem. If he wins, who the fuck does he fight? Almeida or Volkov? He's going to beat both. I mean, the only guy who I think could ever give him a real challenge, personally, if they were at the same weight class, is not Alex. I think it's Yuri. Because Yuri's such a dog, he'd find a way to fucking win. But but then again,
then do Yuri versus Alex 3. Yuri somehow wins. Yuri moves up.
As much as I said I wanted that,
you don't want that. You don't want that.
If someone comes to me and says, "Hey, it's Yuri and Alex 3, but Alex has no way of knocking him out. Like, it's not going to happen." Okay, bet. Lock it in. Lock it the fuck in. But if not, stay the fuck away from me. I know I said it afterwards, but I'm like,
They also said
That's
they're
why
gonna
all
do
you
an
ready to kill
immediate
Magomed for me.
rematch.
What?
He also said right after they're gonna do an immediate rematch. Magomed and Alex 3. You're gonna do it.
Well, here's why I said that. It's because, and and you know this as well as I, the Dagestani PR machine always wins because of Khabib. I'm sorry, because Khabib existed, it's always gonna win, especially in this part of the world, Abu Dhabi. It always wins. Like, dude, bro, theoretically, let's say that Mario truly wins 2-1. You think he's getting a fucking decision? Come on. Come on, dude.
Ain't nobody losing a fucking decision with the last name Madoff in Abu Dhabi. We've been over this.
Okay, here's what I'm doing. If Umar wins this fight, I am officially calling him Umar Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov. I'm calling him.
Japan.
There's one more. Japan.
In Japan.
that might be Khabib's greatest clip. Well, hey, it's second greatest. I'm going to smash your boy. That's obviously
Alhamdulillah. Tomorrow night, I'm
I'm
gonna
going
smash your boy, guys. I know
tomorrow
you
night.
don't like this, but tomorrow night, I'm
Hey,
gonna
and
smack
tomorrow night,
your boy.
Mario is going to smash my boy. He's going to smash my boy. Yeah.
Anyway,
I swear to God. Because here's the thing. If you're Marab, you want to fight Mario. Why the fuck you want to fight Umar? Because everyone's going to go, oh, Marab's scared of Umar again. All the Dagestans go, oh, he's scared, he's scared, he's scared. He fucking defeated him, dude. Yes, here's the thing. It was close in round 2. It was not close in terms of momentum. We talk about that with the Volkanovski and Islam fight. At the end of that fight, who won the fight? Alexander Volkanovski. At the end of Umar and Marab, who won that fight hands down? Marab. End of fucking story, Doug.
Kaxer. Alright, well,
Okay, guys.
that's gonna do it for this breakdown, guys. Pay
Bro, how
attention
long have we
all
been going? Bro, dude.
2 hours.
Bro, you need to shut me up sometimes. Just say, Jake, shut the fuck up.
Pay attention to the future breakdowns. We do, and I do. UFC 322s in 3 weeks. So let's hope to God the world stays together enough so that we can go to that goddamn event.
I'm sorry, can I say again? What'd you say?
I said UFC 322s in 3 weeks. So
Okay,
let's hope the
we're
world
gonna
stays
we're gonna
together enough
say,
that we can go.
dude, I am. We're gonna have a lot of stuff for that,
Yeah.
for that card and everything, and it's gonna be. I mean, dude, it's gonna be. Oh my god, man! It's. I told. Here's the thing. I told my dad this when he was up here. I said I am genuinely concerned about Isaiah, Dad, because he loves this guy Jack Del Maddalena so much that I'm genuinely worried that if he loses, he's gonna actually kill himself. Mom's like, really? I'm like, really? I'm like, oh no, seriously. Well, I'm generally concerned about Isaiah's health. I'm not kidding. I'm actually concerned about you, dude. I'm literally concerned that. Oh, speaking of, obviously it's yeah, it's a thing for after podcast. Never mind. Let's finish up. But yeah, dude, are we still rolling or no?
No, I can end it.
Oh, what?
No, we're still rolling. Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. So yeah, but 322, we're gonna be there. It's gonna be crazy. My name is Jake.
Isaiah.
And thanks for watching the Fighters Lounge. And remember, the greatest fighters always leave it all in the final round. See you guys. See you, Kyle, if you're still here, man. See you, fuckers.
See you. And tune into the Fight Companion Saturday, early start time, 10 a.m.
Yes.
See you, cocksuckers.
See. Cocksucker, you there?
Yeah, I'm so curious.